We'll sip our worries away, nice and slow. Your laughter ripples like sweet warm wine. In this jazzy sultry space you're mine. The saxophone croons a velvet tune, while melodies dance beneath the moon. We'll toast to moments both grand and small, in this hazy, lazy, jazz-touched hall. But let's sit together in the mellow night. We'll drink to love till the morning light. Every glass we raise a promise true. Here's to the magic in a drink with you. Your eyes, they sparkle with every click. Sweet rendezvous over a simple drink. We'll share our secrets in whispers low, just you and me where the jazz flows slow. The world outside fades into the mist, but here it's our own dreamy tryst. With each sip our worries drift away. Let's stay together till the break of day. So let's sit together in the mellow night. We'll drink to love till the morning light. Every glass we raise a promise true. Here's to the magic in a drink with you.
The following live stream has been approved for appropriate audiences. It may contain occasional strong language and may not be suitable for younger or more sensitive viewers. Viewer inebriation is advised, though not mandatory.
Good evening, happy Friday, and welcome back to Last Call, where when the booze goes in, the sadness has to go somewhere else. And yes, it is the booze that we are talking about tonight, as in the language of ghosts, or spirits, if you will. Yes, we are talking real-world paranormal news plucked from recent headlines. Not films, not creepypastas, but actual reports. How true they are? Well, how much do you trust the modern media? But I digress. Top off your glasses, get comfortable, and maybe turn on all the lights, just to be safe, and we'll roll this Carnarvon wagon right now.
Last Call is streamed before a live audience.
Hey, get it? Booze? Booze? Spirits? Booze? Yeah. There you go. That ghostly apparition you're hearing over there is my favorite creepy doll, Netter of Netter's Network. How you doing, my dear? What you sipping on tonight?
I'm doing really well. It's Friday, it's payday, and I am currently sipping on my Polar brand black cherry seltzer water.
As David Addison of Moonlighting fame used to say, it's Friday, it's the day you get paid, it's the day you get what rhymes with paid. But yeah, there you go. Those of you that tuned in to Liquid Lunch today know what I am sipping on tonight. It's very, very good, actually. Let's get, speaking of my drink, you know, I'm going to need a designated driver. So let's get this other creepy doll in here. Hey, Boomer, how you doing, my friend? What are you sipping on?
I'm doing fine. I am sipping on a apple cider Honeycrisp blend.
That sounds really good.
I tend to like the Honeycrisp blend a little more than the regular. It's a little bit crisper, I guess. Is that the right phrase for it?
Sure.
Little slightly more tart, but it's good. It's have it in a tumbler here. So yeah.
Is that a hard cider or a just straight up?
It's a regular cider. I have had hard cider before. I used to drink Strombow, I think they called it. But people used to complain later on because they said that what they liked about it was that it was a tart cider, and they said later on they sweetened it up, which I don't know that they did because I haven't had it in a while. I used to get it in cans. You used to be able to buy it in cans.
There you go.
That was nice. Do you ever hear of a hard cider in cans? No, they had this one in cans.
I've seen I've seen them at Binny's. Yeah, so I've never had one.
Yes, you have. Mike's hard cider lemonade. You've had that.
But is that
it is hard.
A hard cider?
It's alcohol.
It's a hard cider.
Okay.
Yeah, Mike's makes a hard cider. There's also Angry Orchard. But I tend to like Strombow the best. But they're all good.
Yeah.
And they actually have more alcohol than beer. People don't realize this. They think you're being lightweight by drinking hard cider. No, they got more alcohol than beer. And what do you think we had apple crops for in the early days of the colonies? It wasn't for apple pie.
That is absolutely true. I've mentioned this many times. We all hear the story of Johnny Appleseed. He wasn't just he wasn't just a colonial hippie that liked apples. He was spreading those apples around because whenever he went back, he wanted to be able to make Applejack. So,
and the funny thing is, you leave hard cider out, and it becomes this nice alcoholic beverage, and you leave orange juice out, and yeah, I guess it turns alcoholic, but it is disgusting.
Yeah, it is.
I had that happen the other week where I'm like, oh, this has turned. How did this happen? No. Having with my Frosted Flakes or whatever.
I obviously I don't distill myself. I don't do any of that. I do have a friend who lives nearby that makes different beers and ales, and if I needed advice, I would go to him on it. But so I don't know. I know the theory. I couldn't do it myself, but there are different kinds of yeasts that you use, that you introduce yourself if you want certain flavors, certain appropriate ones to use for wines, for beers, for whatever kinds of spirits. And if you just take your chances with whatever's in the air, you may not end up with the best of product. And I'm sure that there are people that have been making booze throughout the centuries that have figured that out. Want to say hi to the first person. He was the first person this afternoon. He's usually the first person in the chat. Big Al Percent says the truth is out there. Have a great show tonight, my friends, and I hope everyone has fun. That is the idea. Friday is for having fun. Tim Hayes, good to see you, my friend. Always good to have you in the chat. As is Connie Cleary, the bird woman of YouTube, Fluff Chick Productions. So glad you are here. John Pantoliero, good to see you, my friend. Thank you so much for being here. Another wonderful supporter of the channel. And JPRPH1, twice as nice. Did I see... He's saying hi to PJ. Is PJ here somewhere? Didn't see him, but PJ, if you're here, hello. But, of course, I just said hi to Netter of Netter's Network, who says like, share, subscribe. Leave a comment. Gift a membership. Become a member. Do all the things. Because I have a membership drive for as little as $2 a month. You can support this channel and keep us going. When I say keeping the lights on, I kind of mean that literally. So please consider becoming a member for as little as $2 a month. One of the perks of membership is, of course, the Members Night of the Movie every Monday night at 8 Central. You guys choose the movie every week, and we watch it together. I stream it out for you. You just kind of tune in and watch it with me.
Bring your own popcorn, though.
Yeah, because really, I
Wonka Vision exists.
Microphone. Yeah, exactly. Exactly right.
We'll get there one day.
Exactly right. Wait a minute. Ghosts can't drink. Why can't we looking for them? Yeah, well, no. Keep the spirits away from my spirits is what I always say. Popping in to say hi and give a drive-by like. Thank you so much, Lynn Green. You are absolutely wonderful. Drive-by like and a drive-by like. So nice she had to say it thrice. I super appreciate that. Greetings from the Panhandle of Florida, a.k.a. South Georgia. Welcome, Mark Dahley. Good to see you. Geek Flag Nate Knows says, like, share, subscribe, comment, become a member, and if you feel like giving $5 or more in Super Chat, why don't you just make that a membership instead and help us grow together?
You mean like the one that Boomer just gave for Blue Studios?
Oh, geez. Thank you so much, Boomer. That did that go to Clue Studio?
It
That went
did.
to Blue Studio.
Awesome.
Well, I figure I
Thank you,
dropped
my friend.
5 on Midnight's Edge today. I got to drop 5 on you too.
Oh, that's fair. Thank you so much. I super appreciate
my
that.
question to them was earlier today when they were doing their live. I said, "Is Shout Factory in trouble?" Because everyone's saying they're going. And then Tom was like, "You know what all this says? This says I was right." That's what he says because he's not a fan of Shout Factory because of. Well, he told about this story another time, but yeah.
Well, I'll have to check that out. I did see Greg from Fanzine did a video about it today. I'll be interested
everyone's
to see.
talking about it. I watched this video today. Yeah,
It's a shame. It's a shame. I although I do want to go check it out because I guess there's a lot of deals to be had over there right now. So.
They have some good deals if you want some cheap Blu-rays. They had like Escape from New York, $10, on Blu-ray. I mean, I'm just saying.
Boomer Strongbow cider is English, and yes, they did sweeten it up for the American market. And if you go to England, it is not sweetened, and the alcohol is stronger.
Yeah, and I suspect the version that I was getting when they first introduced it over here was the English version, and I think then they had to adapt it for American tastes. You don't always have to do that. Sometimes things are good just as they are.
If Johnny was spreading seeds for alcohol, that makes him even more of a hippie. Well, that may be, but the kind of hippie I could get behind. I'll just say that. Usually, I'm not a big fan of the hippies, and if you really like hard cider, Boomer, you have to get over to Brittany, France. In that area, they don't grow grapes. They have 1,000 different varieties of apples. And every tavern and restaurant has their own homemade cider. There you go.
Oh, well, I will have to do that someday. I will say this, one of the best desserts I ever had was in a French restaurant. In fact, it might have been the best dessert I ever had. It was called a chocolate honeycomb.
Oh, that sounds interesting. Made with a real honeycomb?
I'm curious. I don't know, but it was delicious, whatever it was. It was, if you're a chocolate fan too, it was up there.
That sounds really, really good. Really good. So Tim is saying, Shout Factory blocked him from buying directly. I've heard that story. That's right. Thank you for reminding me.
Well, apparently soon no one will be able to shop directly if I'm going by what I've been hearing.
Block them for giving him a bad review. So good.
That's a little extreme. In fact, I don't even know if he gave them a bad review. I think he was just complaining to them about the fact, which they did. They lost order records. This happened to me because I purchased from them, and I was like, because I was trying to figure out, did I buy this Blu-ray from them because I didn't have access to them because they were in storage because of the flood? I'm like, where's all my order records? They lost them.
Yeah. Well, I've said this a bunch of times. How you respond to criticism is a big part of customer service, and I can forgive a lot if you respond well and it depends how you respond to mistakes. If you I'll give you an example. There was a crafter on Etsy. There is a crafter on Etsy. I do regular business with him, and I've always given him perfect 4 stars on everything. The last one I got, the last item I got from him, I just had a quality issue with it. But, so I gave him, I guess you can give him up to 5 stars in customer service, response, and quality of the product. And I gave him 5s, except quality of product, I dropped it down to 3. And I said, what the issue was. And he responded to me, not in the review. He sent me a DM, and he's like, I'm so sorry. Is there anything I can do to fix that, replace it, repair it? And I'm like, no. I think that would be way more trouble than it's worth. But, and he's like, yeah, no, I agree with you. I checked it out, and I saw what you're talking about, and I can fix that going forward if you want me to replace it. I'm like, nah, I'm going to go a different route, and I'm happy enough with what it is. But that kind of a response really meant a lot to me. And he's like, I really care about, the positive reviews, and I try to keep, and I want to address, and I'm like, well, that's why I always give you 5 stars for service, for sure. So, anyway, Robert's Infinite Realms, welcome, my friend, says, what's up, people of the party? Friday show is lit, ready for spooky paranormal. Well, with that, we should just probably pivot right into what we were going to talk about tonight. So let's get to this presentation.
So let me, it's a little over a bit.
I think it's going to be fine when you start bringing it up, because you got kind of
well, my name is blocked, but whatever. I just made the thing. I'm just messing.
Okay, let's everybody see. I'm going to move Netter over a little bit.
There you go. Okay, move her back.
Boomer made this today. Okay, well, no, 10:20. Well,
that was today, this morning. Go, move her back. It's fine. Anyway, no, this is all about basically what this is about. I had the idea that we're always covering.
I was actually going to do this anyway. I was going to put you up here.
Oh, okay. That'll work out better, I think. Yeah, there we go. I think. And I was basically of the opinion that, what's been happening this year in the world of the paranormal? Like, because people are always seeing stuff. And then you sent me some articles, and I was like, And then I tried looking for some articles myself, and I got, And I realized nobody's seeing ghosts anymore because they're too busy on their stupid smartphones.
Right, they're busy looking into their phones. They're not seeing what's going on.
Sasquatch walks right in front of them. They don't care. They're too busy on the TikTok. It's ridiculous. That's what's going on. But we did our best.
You gotta subscribe to Tobin's Daily and stuff like that. But
I guess.
What were we able to find though?
We found some interesting things. So I cut one of yours because I think it was about a British lady, celebrity that was on like their version of The Biggest Loser, and she said, "Oh, like when my brother and I were little, like we said we think we saw a ghost," and I'm like, "Yeah, and is there more to that? No." And it reminds me, I listened to this this wonderful podcast sometimes called Koabana. And it's true Japanese scary stories from the internet. And this lady from New Zealand, she translates the stories and reads them to you. And it's weird because you're hearing it's about Japanese people, but they're all speaking with New Zealand accents because she's from New Zealand.
Right. Exactly.
She did one story once where this guy says, "Yeah, in my town, there was this really creepy curse written in blood on the wall in the house. And, I never actually went into that house, and they tore it down a couple years later. But, yeah, I heard that was really creepy, the curse being written on the wall." I'm like, dude, that's not a ghost story. You did not tell us a ghost story. You had to go into the house, and then something had to follow you home, like the girl from The Ring or something. Right. There's your ghost story. You didn't take the extra step to make yourself a part of this.
Yeah. Creepy graffiti does not constitute a ghost story. That's true.
Hearing about creepy graffiti doesn't constitute a ghost story.
There you go.
See it yourself. You're just saying, like your friend said they saw it. That's nothing. It's not like, and like your friend was turned inside out the next night, and his mom came by. Like, you weren't involved. No, that didn't happen. You just said something creepy on the wall. That is not a ghost story. So we have endeavored to find some creepy or paranormal stuff to talk to you about from this year, and I've included my usual AI created images. We'll see how well they match the subject matter that I'm about to discuss. Are you ready?
Let's see. Let's go for it.
All right. So what's our first story?
Holy crap! Son of a crap! Damn! No, man, hell.
What do you don't you like this?
What's wrong with her? She's pretty.
Okay, so this whole idea for the stream started because of this story that came on the newsways a couple months ago, and I figured, okay, so this isn't what the actual Annabelle doll looks like. Though to be
Right.
fair, the Annabelle from the movies, it doesn't look like her either. It actually looks
True.
like a Raggedy Ann doll.
It specifically is it's literally an official Raggedy Ann doll. That's true.
But this kind of freaked me out. Demonic Annabelle doll missing from hotel room where a paranormal investigator found dead. Okay. The Annabelle doll is believed to be haunted and has been linked to a series of paranormal activities since the 1970s. The 54-year-old was found dead in his hotel room on July 13th after leading a sold-out ghost tour called Devils on the Run at the Soldiers National Orphanage, which featured the Annabelle doll. The cause of death remains unknown, with autopsy results expected in 8 to 10 weeks. However, the authorities confirmed that Riviera's death didn't appear suspicious, and he was found alone in his hotel room. Adams County Coroner Francis Dutro told People Friday that the doll wasn't in the room when first responders found Rivera. And here's what we know about the animal doll. The animal doll is believed to be haunted and has been linked to a series of paranormal activities since the 1970s. According to the New England Society for Psychic Research's website, the doll was gifted to a student nurse. She brought it home where she lived with her roommate in 1968. Almost immediately, the roommates noticed strange occurrences with the doll, and they were introduced to a medium who told them the doll was inhabited by the spirit of a young girl named Annabelle, the organization wrote. The two roommates tried to accept the doll's spirit and please it, only to have it reciprocate maliciousness and violent intent. Ed and Lorraine Warren, renowned paranormal investigators, claimed the doll was demonically possessed. The doll also inspired the horror film franchise The Conjuring. Let me see. Conspiracy theorists have linked Rivera's death to the Annabelle doll, despite police statements that nothing unusual or suspicious was found at the scene. Some fans and followers are also speculating about the doll's curse, while others are paying tribute to Rivera's work and legacy. In a report shared on July 16th, the Pennsylvania State Police said members from the PSP Gettysburg responded to a hotel in Straben Township, Adams County, for a report of the deceased man. The descendant was discovered in his hotel room by workers. Nothing unusual or suspicious was observed at the scene. Despite Rivera's death, the New England Society for Psychic Research plans to continue their supernatural tour honoring Rivera's memory. What are you talking about? Did they get the doll back?
That's what I was just going to ask. Is
she on the run? That's what I'm wondering.
And is that what the doll actually looks like?
No, it's a Raggedy Ann doll. And think about how common Raggedy Ann dolls are. Yeah. Little Susie may end up getting a special doll under the Christmas tree that
and it could end up in a thrift store too.
Yes, it's like, come on, people, what are you doing? This thing was supposed to be great locked up. For the next movie. Did they not watch those movies?
Apparently not.
This thing was supposed to be locked up. And I don't know. I'd heard that there was either a priest on tour with them or a guy pretending to be a priest. I'm not sure. And just know, y'all should know better. This thing was cursed. Lock it up. Put it away. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Deleted says he thinks that they got it back.
Where was it?
Yeah, and who had it?
I imagine it was inside this trucker said, I'm going to put her on the front. It's going to be a new mascot. The truck overturns, gasoline spills, blows up. I'm sorry, man. This thing's evil.
Or you know, that could be the origin for Maximum Overdrive or something like that.
There you go. She gets it to all the machines. Yeah.
Yeah.
Why? Why did they do this tour? This reminds me of the Hammer movie. What was it? Curse of the Mummy's Tomb? Where usually in these movies it's about these British archaeologists and they want to remove all the mummies and put them on display in the British Museum in Cairo, right?
Of course.
And then the local saying, "Oh, you are disturbing our ancestors. The curse be upon you," that sort of thing. In this movie, it's an American funding the expedition, almost like a P.T. Barnum type, and he's like,
"Sure,
great, we're gonna put the princess on tour." And we're gonna tour all over the world and let everybody see her like a traveling show. And like the Egyptian guy is getting really angry, and he's saying, "You cannot do that. That's sacrilege and all this." And he goes, "Oh, watch me." He says, "You'll be cursed." Hey, that's a great way to promote the tour. Come get
Yeah.
cursed, seeing the mummy. It's like,
There you go. Yeah.
and naturally the another mummy comes to life and throws this guy down a flight of stairs. Anyway, that's usually what happens in these things. So just leave the stuff alone. Two things I won't be in the same room with: the Ouija board and Annabelle. Yeah, I mean, it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
They did the Ouija board thing in the second Conjuring movie.
Of course. To be fair, Annabelle is the name of his ex-wife, but that's another story.
I mean, come on, man.
I know.
Why did they do this? Anyway, this is where I thought we'd start out, and I figured there got to be other stories that happened this year. Justin Hammer was assigned after Peter Cushing and named in a tribute to the old Hammer films. Oh, interesting. Anyway, I do like those old Hammer movies, but again, this is a cursed object. This is like Friday the 13th, the series, right, where they had the room full of the cursed objects.
Exactly. And in fact, the whole idea behind them putting it in that case and don't ever touch it and all that kind of stuff, it did remind me of Friday the 13th, the series. Yes. Yeah.
So I don't know what this thing is doing on tour. Maybe she was looking for Robert the doll. I don't know. That's a Florida curse doll.
So was this the only item that he had on the tour? Just her, or was it other cursed?
Oh, that's actually a very good question, Netter. I don't know. What if there are other horrible things on the tour? Like Robert the doll, and Robert the doll gets up and lets Annabelle out. I mean, it's just like Chucky, yes. Anyway.
And then there's that piece of dental floss that someone saw move that one time. I think that was on the tour, too.
Yes. So now we're going to go to one of your articles next. I figured I'd start with the witches, right? And I have some sexy witches here. Yeah, I did me proud.
That's exactly what I had in my mind when I read the article.
Sexy
exactly.
witches?
The sexy witches, I guess. Yeah.
That was in that movie Cabin in the Woods, right? When they were talking about what was it? The different monsters that were potentials, and one person had written on the wall "sexy witches." I think it was.
Right. Exactly.
You either have sexy witches or you have the crone witch. Those are the two variety, right?
Well, you can mix it up. You can have the old witch, the middle aged, and the young,
like in Snow White.
Right. Yeah.
Yes.
Exactly.
Our never-ending interest in magic and the occult from Elizabethan England to Donald Trump's presidency. What?
Yeah.
As Haddon Hall's rooms, complete with historic witches' marks, are transformed to exhibits that explore witchcraft and evil spirits, Lottie Brund explores our continued fascination with the supernatural. So this is a exhibit going on over at the University of Exeter, I think, right?
Yes.
In
Exeter.
England, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. So at the University of Exeter, one classroom is fuller than others. It's attracted all sorts of different people, says Dr. Tabitha Stanmore of the university's M.A. in Magical and Occult Masters of Arts in Magic and Occult Studies. Oh, wow. Okay.
I that's why I love that line from what is it? Addams Family Values, where Morticia is trying to get a job. So the placement agency is asking for her educational background, and she said that she studied spells and hexes. She thinks about it for a second. Liberal arts. Okay.
Oh, that's funny. It's not wrong. I have to tell you.
No.
Well, you know what? You could become a spirit cooker and advise Silicon Valley types and politicians on a certain side of the aisle. I'm sorry. Wait, what did I say? Anything? Okay.
Yeah.
I won't talk about that on this stream. Which she convened a module for last year. She lists practicing magicians, self-identifying witches, and neuroscientists as a sample of those enrolled. With 45 students, it is one of Exeter's largest MA programs, and it is launching a PhD program next year. A master's in magic from Exeter is just one example of her ongoing obsession with the occult and her ongoing obsession with useless degrees. I'm sorry, wait, I didn't say that out loud. I'm fine. I'll be good. I don't want to get cursed, right?
I like how
Or
this
hex,
is
I should
adored.
say.
Stop paying taxes. Join a militia. Wait, who said that?
Oh man, Dr. Charlotte Miller, a senior lecturer who specializes in witchcraft and the supernatural at the University of Melbourne, says this is because our innate tendencies when it comes to rituals and beliefs have remained consistent. She describes an exhibition she saw in Oxford a few years ago about magic, which had a ladder set up at the entrance. Visitors were given the choice between walking underneath or taking the law way around, avoiding the ladder. Most people took the longer route, a sign, she says, that traditional superstitions have long outlived our ancestors. In recent years, the way in which young people are engaging with magic has changed, but Charlotte says, referencing its continued popularity in pop culture. The tarot hashtag has more than 60 million posts on TikTok. A new Harry Potter series developed for HBO is now in production, and as is a remake of Buffy the Vampire Slayer for Hulu. And who can forget the biggest film last year, maybe one, the two-part adaptation of the musical Wicked. A magic wand has also been waved over luxury fashion world with Dior's recent collection of Lucky Charm accessories.
That does not
and
surprise
in-stores
me
tarot
in the
readings.
damn slightest.
What do you
They
mean
probably
in-store tarot
sacrificed
readings?
something too.
Please. In recent years, with the vitriolic misogyny we're seeing more of in politics,
And you're going to see more. You keep acting like this, you dumb broads.
a lot of people are linking that with witches quite
No
strongly
offense to
online.
anybody here. Obviously, I'm not talking about anyone here. That's a very specific term, meaning very specific people, like these knuckleberries.
Particularly, okay, young women. Through the USA's President Donald Trump's first election campaign, his opponent, former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton, was repeatedly branded a witch. At the same time,
Actually, I would have put a different consonant on the beginning of that, but that fits too, sure.
well, she did hang out with one. I'm sorry, wait, no, that wasn't. She was an artist. She was an artist. She was an artist, not a witch. Come on, it's her art that of making cakes that look like human beings. Anyway, okay. Anyway, at the time, same time, Donald insisted.
I'm sure she thought that that her friend was an artist too, for a whole different reason. But I'm not. I'm just
now I'm getting House of Gucci flashbacks.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so Donald insisted that allegations of collusion with Russia were a witch hunt. It's a figure of speech. Anyway, there were a lot of people online who were trying to engage with magic rituals and performing magic against people like Donald Trump, says Charlotte. Etsy, the global online marketplace, does a roaring trade in hexes on people's ex-boyfriends as well as Donald and more benign spells. Charlotte does not know if participants necessarily believe in the magic of rituals they are practicing.
Here's where it really breaks down for me, okay? If you're going to share your beliefs with me, don't be an ass about it. No, I'm serious. Don't deride me for my gender, okay? And I will have respect for your beliefs, okay? If you don't respect me, I don't respect you. That's pretty much the way it works, you know? You punch me in the face, I don't go, "Thank you, ma'am, may I have another?" I turn around and I slap you back. That's the way it works. I believe in karma. Let me give you some.
This little voice in my head is starting to say.
And Maria's like, "Oh crap! What did I just walk into?"
Okay. Anyway, hi Maria. No offense to you. I not that I know what your beliefs are. Okay. Anyway, for many years,
Sir Torrin. He's like, "I mean, she is. Who knew the blood of the innocent could sustain her for that long?" Well, yes, that's exactly right.
Dude, did you ever see that movie Warlock with Julian Sands?
Oh yeah, I've got it on.
Excellent witch movie. Oh man.
Oh, I love it. That's the one. That's the one where the Amish guy is the hero. He's hunting him, and he runs into the modern girl, and she introduces herself. "My name is Catherine with a K." "Well, I'm very pleased to meet you, Catherine with a K." And he calls her that through the whole.
He did it because he's trying to be polite.
Yes,
modern
exactly.
Times, and it's weird. I think later on in the movie he runs, I think, into a Mennonite, and he's explaining
who understands the old ways.
He's explaining to the guy, and like this son is like saying, "Oh, come on, Dad, those are just stories you told." "No, they're not stories, son." He's like basically completely agreeing with the guy from the beginning. "Yes, I understand." Like it was because normally in these movies when the old guy comes to mind, "Oh, that's just superstition, blah blah," but he actually runs into someone in modern times that, oh yes, I completely accept this as, yes, this is reality. Yes, I still believe too, which I thought was
I will get
fascinating.
back to that point in just a minute, but I want to respond to Mark Dahley. Hillary hit her phylactery very well. Of course she did. She hit it where no one will ever look. Right between the valley there. No one's going in there. Let me tell you. But here's the thing, and this is what I've always believed about this stuff. You don't have to believe in, supernatural things, in superstitions, so on and so forth. What you should believe in is folk wisdom. And I believe that the caution, like you said, of the people that would walk around the ladder rather than go under it, because why not? Why chance it? And I've heard a lot of people rationalize superstitions. Well, they say it's bad luck, but how did it become a thing? People walking under ladders, things fall from ladders and hit them in the head. It's
maybe step on a crack, you fall through the bridge. I mean, it's
that's a very good point. So you might have a false causality. You might blame it on supernatural, this and that, but maybe I've heard people say this about the food laws in the Bible, right? Why do we not are we not allowed to eat pork? Because they were afraid of trichinosis.
Yes.
And if God says don't eat it, guess what? The people that don't eat it never get trichinosis. They don't die from it.
There you go. Yeah, those were specific laws because of they didn't have sanitary.
But here's another thought on that. Well, that's the other thing too. If you look at all the other food laws about how you butcher the beef and how you keep you keep the blood and so on and so forth, very, very healthy. And science looks at that and goes, yeah, they knew what they were doing.
Also set up to cause the animal minimum amount of pain, actually, upon execution.
Yeah. There's a health benefit to that too, because if you have all those panic juices running through them, the uric acid spikes, and it's not healthy.
Right.
But if you butcher the animal correctly and painlessly, it's much healthier meat. So they knew what they were doing. Whether that wisdom came to them from God or from generations and generations figuring out, oh, this is better than that. Maybe we should just do that, Doesn't matter. So this is what I'm talking about when I'm saying folk wisdom. A lot of times, and I've done a lot of studying on homeopathics, right? There's nothing mystical about it, long before Bayer aspirin came along, people were chewing on white willow bark, and it took care of headaches and took care of inflammation. And then suddenly someone realized, hey, this white willow bark has something in it that's doing something. And some chemists did some research and said, oh, it's acetyl salicylic acid. And we can synthesize that, and we can condense it, and we can put it in a little pill,
Well, there you go. And
shocking. But they knew about that for generations. When Netter talks about ginger and how it helps the stomach, guess what? It really does work. It's not mystical. It's folk wisdom that really does work. And I would wonder, maybe just because you don't know what the science is behind it, maybe just avoid the things they tell you to avoid and just be on the safe side. Just saying.
Or the mandrake root and that sort of thing. Okay. Magic is personal and gives you an understanding of people's innermost desires, says Dr. Tabitha Stanmore, also author of Cunning Folk, Life in the Era of Practical Magic. During times of uncertainty, people do tend to have more magical thinking in their lives. Obviously, there are a lot of things that are very uncertain in our current world, and so exploring why things are the way they are and looking for alternative explanation or ones that seem to fit better with people's experiences is quite a big draw for magic. Let me see.
Logic dictates things will fall from up high, hence bad luck going under a ladder, laughing my ass off. Well, yes, and I'll tell you what. Living in a big city, going downtown in, bad snowstorms and whatnot, you learn if you want to live maybe pay attention and look up every now and again and make sure some, huge icicle isn't falling from halfway up the Sears Tower.
Or a window.
Or a window. Exactly. That just blows out. People have been killed by such things. But, nowadays everyone's got their heads down in their phones, so they don't know what the hell's going on up there.
Did you know that was a CSI episode once? Someone was stabbed to death and they couldn't find the weapon anywhere, and it didn't make sense, and they realized this person was stabbed with ice.
Yeah.
The murder weapon was someone crafted a knife made out of ice for the episode or something, yeah. Which I don't know
as
if
many
that
letters as Jeff Hardy has walked under, I didn't think that superstition is real. Just saying. I have no idea who Jeff Hardy is. I'm sorry.
It's ringing a bell. Is he a wrestler? At Haddon Hall, a famously unspoiled 11th century stately home near Bakeville, Derbyshire, an exposition until October 31st explores the magical folklore, rituals, fears, and superstitions that were an everyday part of life in the second half of the 16th century, where uncertainty was rife. Margaret Burnett, Haddon Hall archivist, says she hopes that magic, charms, rituals, and superstitions in Elizabethan England will encourage visitors of all ages with an interest in the subject. Now everything else is so clear with the internet and everything else is so fast and visible. Margie remembers a time when you couldn't get everything you wanted, including answers at the click of a button. You still can't do that. Okay,
you still really can't.
I look at the trouble I had with getting articles tonight. It's not something younger generations will have encountered much before. Oh, you're not paying attention to our modern internet. Okay. During the reign of Elizabeth I, magic was a very real and prevalent part of the human experience. Superstition reigned supreme, and the fear of witches and the devil tipped into the extreme. Haddon Hall, with the unspoiled medieval, Tudor, and Elizabethan rooms, is the perfect setting for an exploration of these themes, especially in its long gallery, a haunting expanse of rooms where the exhibition's witchcraft portion plays out. When I step inside, a chill descends over me. This part of Haddon is the most beautiful, yes, but the most unnerving. The seemingly never-ending narrow hall feels foreboding, like walking down its floorboards alone would be a terrible mistake. I can tell you at night when you are here on your own at the end of the day and you're locking things up, there is something about it that really is, Margie says, trying to reach for the right word to describe the eerie feeling creeping down the back of my neck. One of my colleagues was locking up here and he heard a voice behind him saying something and he knew he was alone. After all, 900 years, there must be some spirits. I guess so. The exposition, okay. What? Go ahead.
13th Child says homeopathic medicine is just science without microscopes. It is medical treatment without oversight from the government and without sponsoring big pharmaceuticals, which is why they want to keep you from looking into it. They used to give heroin out as medicine. It probably shut a lot of people up. They still refer to it as a chemical straitjacket. If ginger helps the stomach, what does Marianne help? Erectile dysfunction. The broken mirror is obvious. Yeah, exactly right. Exactly right. How many times has he been to rehab? The bad luck doesn't have to manifest through obvious means. There is that to be said. Jeff Hardy's a wrestler. Okay, see, I'm not a big wrestler kind of guy who is famous for ladder matches. Okay, that explains something to me because the Figures Toy Company, who does a lot of Mego scale action figures and accessories, has a whole line of wrestling stuff that is in scale with the Mego figures, so you can get things like, I was kind of surprised until I made the connection to wrestling, things like folding chairs and folding tables and lockers and dumpsters and lots of first aid equipment and what are those things you use when you break your leg? Crutches and things like that. And I was like, ladders?
Yes.
Okay, what are the ladders? Now, ladders I could totally see for lots of different diorama purposes, but I'm like, what would a ladder be used for in wrestling? Well, you just answered it for me, so thank you. The greatest
Many
trick the
things.
devil ever pulled was to convince the world that he didn't exist. That's right. And the biggest trick that the system ever played was to convince you that you can't resist. That's the other half of that saying, at least according to Robert Barnes. Clegane, Hardy's rehab has nothing to do with luck. Addiction is a different animal than magic or luck. Yeah, I mean, that is one of the big problems of the opium epidemic. We lost Prince to it. So, and to a certain degree, we lost Michael Jackson and Elvis to it. That's a very different addiction than
Bela Lugosi too, I think.
I actually don't know. I don't know much about how Bela Lugosi died. I know the song Bela Lugosi's Dead. That's how I know it.
And when Troy and I were out shopping last weekend, there's a customer friend of us who made the quip, "The customer's always right." I said, "In the matters of taste." They're like, "What?" I said, "The full quote is, the customer's always right in matters of taste."
Right.
They're like, "Oh, there's more to that?" I'm like,
yep.
Yes, there is.
Interesting.
But people always cut it in half. But that's the full quote.
Well,
probably when the person repeated it, some guy interrupted him. Said, "Oh, that's great. Okay, well, right."
I love this. Contrary to the Borg, resistance is not futile. That's absolutely right. As Worf points out, for all of their ability to reconfigure their shields and adapt to the different frequencies of the phaser, he pulls out his mek'leth and chops off his arm and says, "Assimilate this." Welcome, the Horror King. Good to see you, my friend.
I always appreciated Worf's perspective on things on Star Trek.
Yeah.
He didn't shy away from his opinions.
I have as a Klingon at heart, I have a little bit of derision for him because he's a little too human among Klingons. But even a little bit human as a Klingon is still more Klingon than human. So he's still better than anyone else on that show. Robert's Infinite Realms. Perhaps I'm not say it's not, just saying that it could be interpreted if one chooses to. I don't, but okay. Fair enough. Horror King does the obligatory hide everybody in case he missed anybody, especially for those of you that are lurking and he can't see you. That's not fair, but he still said hi to you.
Are they spooks?
They could be spooks. That's right. They could be lurking.
So let me continue.
Yes.
The exposition also includes a section on superstition located in the lower courtyard, one on the folklore of fruit in the kitchens, one on the magic of nature in the building's one on the magic found in nature in the building's parlor, one dedicated to herbs and potions in the state bedroom, and finally to familiars and magical animals in the orange chamber. What the heck is the orange chamber? Then there's Haddon's Chamber of Curiosities, a selection of items discovered by Haddon's incumbents, past and present, including a centuries-old human skull and a rather macabre medieval mousetrap. However, the most impressive room is one that centers around protection. The talismans on display include a lucky coin discovered inside the steps leading up to the long galley, and the shoes found hiding sequestered in the walls, thought to have been deliberately placed there in the hopes of warding off the devil. The most intriguing of these curios are Haddon's witches' marks, once carved into wood or stone entranceways to ward off witches and evil spirits. The most pronounced mark in the building is a circle with a flower inside, known as a daisy wheel. This is carved into the entrance to Haddon's kitchen. Some believe the circle symbolizes the warmth of the sun, and the petals a net, like the ones in the center of a dream catcher, to catch evil presences. Inside the kitchen, there are numerous scorch marks on the walls, distinct from those caused by candles burning down. The marks are about the size of my hand and were made purposely. When and by whom, the staff of Haddon does not know, but the aim, they believe, was to fight hellfire with fire. Yikes, I bet there's a story there. The inspiration behind this exhibition was Haddon because obviously it's a very magical place. It's one of those places that kind of has a special atmosphere about it, says Kate Chappelle, the exhibition's curator. We really wanted to center it on the idea of whatever you might think of as magic or whatever you believe and whatever they may have believed in their time. The fear is very real, as we can see by all the witch marks, things that they would use to protect them from things they weren't sure about. As I'm wandering through the exhibition, a door suddenly slams shut. It could very easily be the wind, which is picking up speed outside, but given everything else I've just seen, I cannot be sure. What do you think?
The Horror King says, this is a little bit of a departure, but I'm interested. He says, earlier today, Ireland had its presidential election, and I'm happy to say that a lot of people spoilt their votes, and I'll find out tomorrow how many spoilt votes were used. I'm not sure I understand the reference to a spoiled vote, so if you could explain that to me, it'd be very interesting.
They were having riots over there recently, like in the last couple of weeks.
Oh, I don't doubt it. I would be rioting too, if I was over there. Welcome, Adega Outlaw. Good to see you, my friend. Always good to see you. So here's my thing with this. I can be respectful for other people's beliefs, but unfortunately, a lot of these people are the same ones that have no respect for Christianity. If you can't respect Christianity, then why should I even... I don't respect you enough to respect your beliefs. So don't even... that's an unstarter.
Well, the interesting about this exposition, though, it also has all these things meant to keep witches out, which I thought was interesting, because I thought it was a thing on witchcraft, yet part of the display is the things people did to keep witches out of their places, which I thought was interesting. What's this?
For those of you who don't know, in Ireland, if you spoil your vote for the local election, presidential election, or anything else, it'll still be counted in the end. Okay. They were having riots over there, so they were just being Ireland. No, this was really, really bad.
It's in response to the...
somebody from outside of Ireland
that was supposed to have been deported a number of years ago because
did something very, very, very,
nasty
very
to a young
bad
child.
To a child.
Yes.
And they deserve wood chipper, is what they deserve.
But yes.
Okay, right now I want to defend green boobs. Okay, I
listen.
Color does I am not biased. Boobs I like in all colors.
Listen to me. Look, the minute the green space women show up like on Star Trek, that's it. Okay, every man will be going.
That is
remember. There's Star Trek. There's also a Gamora from Guardians of the Galaxy. That's another green woman. As well. I'm thinking familiar. Yeah, men like the green women. Okay, I don't know what to say.
Yes.
All right, moving on to Japan.
Whoa, yeah, that's a creepy picture.
Kind of creepy.
Is that a real picture, or is that also AI?
It's also AI, but it does look
real.
It might have been based on real abandoned village. Or what? Let's just read. Let me read.
Welcome, Keely Chow.
I kind of like this one after your British one, because this is also about a place.
Yeah.
So some places in the world have a unique way of blending myth and reality. There's a village where even the government warns that if you enter, you will never return. This is the government of Japan. This village is called Ununaki Village. You know what? It's Japan and Italy. I've noticed this.
Yeah.
These two countries where they don't discount. Like, you know what? We're not saying this is all super. You go in there, we can't help you. Okay, like they'll acknowledge that there's some weird crap out there. Actually, there was one other country. I don't know if it was the Netherlands where there was a UFO watch, and they said no, that happened. That might have been extraterrestrial. I remember they said that. We'll have to do that on the next UFO talk. That's the case. But this village is called the Inunaki Village and is located in Japan. However, right outside there are large signboards stating that Japan's jurisdiction ends there. Once you step in, you're no longer in Japan. Such chilling descriptions of Ununaki Village have been circulating for years, capturing the imaginations of thrill seekers and horror enthusiasts alike. This quote is from recent viral Instagram video at Muska narrates, which has reignited curiosity about the village's unsettling history and fueled a renewed interest in exploring the mysterious place. It is believed that terrifying things happen inside, things so horrifying that no one would ever dare to enter after hearing about them. Yet some adventure seekers still try, but no one ever returns. What draws people to this cursed place? It's the pull of the supernatural, the tragic past, or something even darker. The legend of Inunaki Village goes beyond typical ghost stories. It's a place where rumors of death, torture, and chilling events persist. One of the most disturbing claims is that inside the village, humans are eaten. People believe that satanic rituals take place where individuals aren't just killed but are tortured to death for enjoyment. As mentioned in the viral Instagram video, people have reportedly hearing screams and eerie noises, and some even claim that strange occurrences happen when you get too close. It's a place where reality and horror seem to blur. What do you think?
I think it would make a great movie. Keely Chow, we are talking about ostensibly real paranormal reports
From this year,
in
yes.
recent years. Yeah.
I was specifically trying to look for 2025. Now, to be fair, I think the first two were, well, to be fair, the one you covered last, that's actually an exhibition going on. So I would say that's still current.
Right.
The reporter was
Right.
there when it happened.
Yeah.
As well, these quotes might seem like something out of a nightmare. They are part of a story that many believe are real. The trip to Inunaki Village is rooted in tragedy, mystery, and profound fear of the unknown. Let's explore the unsettling facts firsthand accounts that have made Inunaki one of Japan's most infamous and unsettling places. A village lost to time, but not in legend. Inunaki Village is no ghost town. It's a village that no longer exists in its original form. In fact, the real Inunaki Village was submerged in 1986 when the Inunaki Dam was built, drowning the old village beneath its waters. Yet despite the disappearance of its physical village, the legend of Inunaki persists, and its ghostly tales continue to captivate the imaginations of those brave enough to investigate. The modern Inunaki village is less populated, and the original settlement is mostly forgotten. However, the supernatural stories linked to the area have kept their place in Japan's urban legend. While these tales may seem like something from a horror movie, could there be more about them than just stories? What if there's a hidden truth behind the legends? The tunnel to nowhere, the Inunaki Tunnel, is at the center of the village's dark legends. Built in 1954 to help travelers cross the mountains, the tunnel's frightening reputation soon took over its original purpose. In 1988, a horrific crime occurred when five men abducted, tortured, and burned a factory worker alive. This event marked the shift of the tunnel from a regular passageway to a chilling symbol of fear. Today, the tunnel stands as a chilling landmark, abandoned and decaying with no official access. Urban legends claim that spine-chilling noises, like disembodied screams, can be heard echoing within its walls, and those who get too close are said to feel an overwhelming sense of dread. Some even claim to have seen ghostly figures within the tunnel's confines. But is that just the power of suggestion, or is something truly otherworldly at work here? What do you think, Troy?
I think it's a place I wouldn't go. I just,
I
why
would.
bother? Why bother? It's like, I'm not going to screw around with this,
Oh, apparently there's. Oh, here you go. A mysterious old phone booth. Perhaps one of the most unsettling parts of the Inunaki village is the so-called cursed phone booth. Located near the whole old Inunaki Bridge, this phone booth is said to be the site of an eerie phenomenon. According to local rumors, if you stand near the booth at exactly 2 a.m., the phone will ring. When you pick it up, a voice will speak to you from beyond, urging you to come closer to the village. Dan, a YouTuber from Come to Japan, Dan, describes in his thoughts on the phone book. I think it is actually brand new. In the movie, it's an older booth, but this looks really, really new. Despite its modern appearance, the connection to ghosts and legends remains strong, with the booth still standing as a chilling reminder of the area's haunted reputation. The words of Dan, according to the legend, every 2 a.m. in the morning, this phone is gonna ring, and people who lost their lives jumping off the bridge, or those who drowned, come and pull this thing close so you cannot get out, and it floods full of water. Wait a minute. The booth fills with water while the person's in it?
It sounds like it. I Am the 13th Child says Inunaki Mura translates to howling village.
Yeah, I don't want to go there.
Jeez, man.
This sounds like a bad place. Okay. This statement directly connects the eerie reputation of the phone booth, where spirits of those who died tragically in the area are said to communicate. The villagers, myth or reality, legends surrounding Unagi don't stop there with the telling of the phone book. The most terrifying aspect of the story involves the villagers themselves. According to some accounts online, the residents of Unagi village operate under a completely different set of rules, one that doesn't follow the Japanese constitution or law. Some claim that a sign once hung at the entrance of the village stating the Japanese constitution is not in effect past here. The villagers are said to be extremely protective of their land, using weapons like sickles and axes to keep outsiders away. They're described as aggressive and follow their own rules, showing no mercy to intruders. Some even claim the villagers practice cannibalism, feeding on those who wander too close. These stories are chilling, but are they true? While no definite proof has ever emerged to confirm the existence of a hidden violent community in Unagi, the stories persist, and the fear of the unknown only fuels the legend's grip on the public's imagination. Let's see. Real-life experience in Unagi Tunnel. To gain further insight in the haunting legend, you may have ventured into the depths of Unagi Tunnel itself. YouTubers like Flipside Japan and Come to Japan Dan have made videos documenting their experiences in the area, offering first-hand accounts of the unsettling journey. In his video, I Visited Unagi Tunnel, Flipside Japan recounts his visit, saying the real Unagi Tunnel was swallowed up by Unagi Dam when construction was completed. Legend has it that the agents of the dam construction company were sent in to evict all residents, and those who refused to leave were restrained in their own homes and left to drown.
Well, that would do it, I suppose.
Go ahead.
I don't know who, somebody earlier in the chat described this, and now I have to agree with them. This sounds like Deliverance, except, a Japan version.
Well, every country has its rednecks.
Mm-hmm.
Let's be. He goes on to describe the tragic events associated with the dam, including suicides and gruesome murders, noting the bridge next to the dam is well known. What I just said, spot. And the road through Inanaki Pass has seen countless horrific car accidents over the years. Flipside Japan further shares experience in the surrounding forest and abandoned sites, saying it's no secret that nobody comes here anymore. Despite hours of hiking, the only remnants found were the fountains of old buildings and an abandoned charcoal kiln. He also details the infamous Unagi Tunnel's chilling reputation, especially following the frightening murder in 1988, where 5 youths abducted and murdered a factory worker near the tunnel. Let's see. He goes on to say that I went to Unagi Tunnel at the lawless Howling Japan village. Dan describes his feelings about entering the tunnel as immediately creepy vibes. Acknowledging the unsettling atmosphere that surrounds the place, he also comments on the famous phone booth, remarking, I think it's actually... Okay, I already did that. Okay.
Yeah.
Must have repeated myself. Okay.
Horror King says Ireland has a lot of haunted and paranormal locations. So if anyone here plans to go to these locations, just keep in mind that if you're not careful at these locations, bad things will happen to you. That's the other thing, too. People go because they hear these stories. Oh, it's so cool. I want to go check it out. Sometimes they have these stories because they really are dangerous for very, very real, natural, not supernatural reasons. So maybe don't do that. Just saying.
I was actually trying to look for stories from India, but I could only find one from a couple of years ago. Apparently there's a cursed railway station out there, but so I was kind of curious.
Adega Outlaw is talking about the from folklore, the knockers and the fae. Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay. But that's it for Japan. But I figured I figure you did England. I'll do Japan. Let's see what else.
That is fair. And now I'm gonna let everybody know what we got coming up for the rest of the week while I refill my drink.
All right.
Because I need a break from this scary shit. So
it's
we'll
creepy,
be back.
Man. This is a spooky thing we're doing here.
We'll be back in just under 3 minutes. Be right back, guys.
You are watching Last Call, streaming every Friday night at 9 Central, 10 Eastern. Come on in, pull up a chair, and have a drink with us.
This week on Saturday Night at the Movies, a small town is plagued by brutal killings spreading fear and suspicion through the close-knit community. Marty Koslaw, a paraplegic boy, is convinced the murders are the doings of a werewolf. Join us for Stephen King's Silver Bullet this week on Big Al Presents Films with Friends, Saturday night at 9 Central, 10 Eastern on Big Al Presents.
Every Sunday evening, Aged Boomer and Last Call with Troy Pacelli bring you the rundown of the week's geek news, or at least what they think is interesting. You may have heard about it elsewhere, but Boomer and Pacelli spin it like only two old geezers can. It's Geeky Geezers, every Sunday evening at 8 Central, 9 Eastern.
This week on Live from Sparkwood and 21, we are going down the rabbit hole. In a nameless city deluged by a continuous rain, 3 rabbits live with a fearful mystery. Rabbits is a web series of 8 horror episodes created by David Lynch, who referred to it as a sitcom. We'll judge for ourselves this Tuesday at 7:30 Central, 8:30 Eastern on Deleted Scenes and Associates.
With their Piling 50 pacification program going from strength to strength, the Federation's expansion continues relentlessly. In desperation, Avon calls a conference of all the non-allied planets. United, they could effectively manage all the necessary antitoxin, but their shaky alliance hinges on one person, Zukan, and it is uncertain where the true loyalties lie of this mighty warlord. This week on Last Call Presents Blake 7, Tuesday at 10 p.m. Central, 11 Eastern.
It's the last week before Halloween, and things are getting a bit eerie around here. On this week's Thursday Things, my guests will be I Am the 13th Child and The Horror King. They're launching a new joint channel, and you'll want all the details. Join us this Thursday at 9 Central, 10 Eastern on Netters Network.
Did you top off your glasses? We now return to Last Call.
Speaking of I Am the 13th Child, he says there's a cursed town in Russia where they say if you visit the town 3 days later, you will die. But this curse has a real-world reason. The groundwater is poisoned. Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
That is. I think that constitutes a curse, doesn't it? I mean, it kind of does.
The first episode of William Shatner's The Unexplained the episode was titled Evil Places, and he's referring to the one there's a mountain in Russia that's so bad it goes by one title, Don't Go There. like that's what they Don't Go There mountain.
I thought of Chernobyl too, but I don't think that was the place he was referring to. Actually, it's interesting. Chernobyl, while probably still not the best place to go unless you want to end up with some kind of a cancer, life is finding a way. There's packs of dogs living there,
yep.
And the plants are all coming back, and a lot of animals just thriving there. And you got to keep in mind, this is, the principle of Darwinism is still in play. There's, I'm sure, a lot of animals that died there, and the ones that survived passed on their resistance to radiation. So, you may end up with super animals there in the near future.
Well, glow in the dark.
That glow in the dark, right?
I told you there was an X-Files episode about that where they think that this creature thing that they were dealing with was something that came out of Chernobyl, the Chernobyl area. Some kind of worm humanoid thing. Like, it was just horrible. Anyway, though, but moving on to...
I'm not digging this one too much.
You don't like it?
No, this is bad. This is, sorry, didn't mean to interrupt your little nighttime devil Sabbath thing. I'll just be going now.
Anyway, this is from your article. Your article also had the thing about the puppet. The AI could not give me a decent puppet picture, so I went with the grandmas in the cemetery. Okay, anyway,
yeah.
But I did pick these articles had some decent pictures in those, so I picked the puppet picture from the article to make my avatar see. And I think that's from Howdy Doody or something, or one of those. Yeah, it still creeps me out. Like Mr. Peanut.
Yes.
We all love Mr. Peanut, though, right?
Yes. Especially when you grind him up fine enough to make peanut butter. Troy, aren't the Ukrainians, the Russians, and North Korean soldiers fighting at Chernobyl? Well, there has been some fighting in and around Chernobyl. Yes, that's absolutely true.
Stay out of there.
I would too. It's not a smart place.
You know,
to go.
you want an interesting horror movie? Check out the horror movie Chernobyl Diaries. Okay, about American tourists that get a nice secret tour into Chernobyl.
There
I don't
you
want to
go.
tell you what happens. It's not good. Anyway, 10 scary ghost stories to make you sleep with the lights on from USA Today, I believe, right?
Uh-huh.
All right, hold on. Let me get out of this. And or just from today.com. But have you ever experienced a strange presence, supernatural encounter, or ghostly apparition? If so, you aren't alone. According to a Gallup poll, at least 1 in 3 Americans believes in some kind of paranormal activity, and many think that ghosts are real. Whether you believe or not, this collection of scary ghost stories, as told by ordinary people, might convince you that there's more than meets the eye when it comes to spirits from the other world. To help make this roundup a tale today, Stock.com spoke to Derek Hayes, host of Monsters Among Us, a podcast in which callers anonymously share their personal experiences with the supernatural. I have to look for that now.
Mm-hmm.
According to Hayes, he received hundreds of spooky submissions from around the world, and of those, there were a handful that have left him unsettled. Every once in a while, somebody will call in with one of those personal stories. It's that personal connection for me that really brings it home. Hayes tells today.com, and some of those are just terrifying. We've included some of Hayes' most memorable callers, although with a variety of other unusual happenings we think you're going to find fascinating, including tales of real-life haunted places, mysterious encounters, and other unexplained occurrences. Share these ghost stories on Halloween or any other time with your consider yourself a go. Grandma's in the cemetery. That's the picture right there. Okay.
Yep.
A resident of Dayton, Ohio, I have family up there, was driving with his 3-year-old son Miles in the back seat when they passed upon a cemetery decorated with flowers and small plants. It basically looks like a giant garden with stones that are not according to Jeff, as was told by his father, who was a captain abruptly stopped, pointed to the cemetery, and exclaimed, "Look at all those people!" Jeff turned to look and didn't see a soul. Confused, he asked Miles about what he was talking about. "All those people over there," his son replied. "There sure are a lot of grandmas." As Jeff tells it, chills went down his spine as he asked his son what the people were doing. "They're all standing there looking down at the grass," Miles said. Completely unsettled by the conversation, Jeff sped up to go home. Later that same day, he says he'd done something about the people. Jeff said, "You know, they weren't alive." Thinking Miles was referring to the cartoon, Jeff asked what it meant. "Those people we saw, they were all paws," his son replied. "I don't know if my kid has a sixth sense," Jeff says, but he does have a mild imagination. What do you think? Well, is that my point?
I think you need to check your microphone. You sound like you're at the far end of a.
Oh.
Yep, there you go. That's better.
Can you hear me better? Well, did you hear that story at least? You want to repeat it?
No. That's just fine.
The little kid, he sees the ghosts in the graveyard, and the dad don't see it, and the kid says, "I don't think those are alive," and it's like the Sixth Sense.
Yep. Okay. Yeah, no. I just no. Mark Dahley says Mechdach boch kechdach suv koch meh, which means only a fool fights in a burning house. That goes double for radioactive ones. Yeah, that's absolutely true.
Or a madman. A madman might fight in a burning house.
Well, I think even a madman knows. I think I need to not be here. More than meets the eye, the ghosts are robots in disguise. I thought the same thing. I thought exactly the same thing.
Okay. The ghost of the Stanley Hotel. Can you hear me okay?
I can hear you just fine.
The Stanley Hotel in Estes Park, Colorado has been around for more than 100 years and was built as a posh getaway for the wealthy seeking solitude in the mountains. As the years passed, however, occupancy declined, and by the 1970s, the Grand Hotel had fallen in disrepair. It was around that time that famed author Stephen King spent the night there and was inspired to write the book The Shining. The book and blockbuster film helped return the Stanley to its former glory. Now guests come in droves to see the hotel that inspired one of the scariest horror movies of all time. Given its history, it should come as no surprise that many visitors report strange happenings. Aware of the ghostly rumors, Texas resident Henry Yao booked a last minute getaway on April of 2016 to quote unquote check it out. After arriving, Yao had dinner, then wandered around the Stanley to take photos. Stopping at the staircase, he waited for people to clear the area, then took a picture, thinking nothing of it. Later that night, however, Yao felt seriously ill. I felt really sick. I had the shivers. I was like, something's really wrong, he tells Today.com. His companion suggested he go to the emergency room, but Yao refused. On the trip home, Yao began swiping through the photos he'd taken when he discovered what he said was a really, really strange image of someone standing on the stairs, except no one had been there. The next day, he posted the photo on Instagram, half joking that he'd captured a ghost, and the world took notice. Almost overnight, Yao found himself in the limelight with his ghost picture warranting attention from global media outlets and paranormal experts who wanted to examine the photo. Some experts say there are two ghosts. Other people say that the reason I got sick is because the ghost was trying to materialize, taking energy out of me. There are so many theories about this. What do you think?
Joe's Atmosphere, thank you so much for the $5 super chat. Says, I believe my uncle's house in Maine is haunted. Well, of course, it's Maine. You know, that's like Spook Central, isn't it? Spent the night on the living room in front of the TV when my aunt and I heard ghosts in the attic. Wow.
Wait a minute.
Gosh, that sounds like a scene out of Skinamarink.
The article has the picture in it. Hold on, I'm looking it up. I'm doing a zoom. I want to see what this thing looks like. Holy cow, I'm seeing it now. Oh, that's creepy. That's creepy as all get out. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. I'm fine.
Yeah.
Let me zoom out of this, please. Let me move on. Let's delete this picture from my little oh, I can't, it's a PDF. Okay, moving on.
I thought you were going to say try to delete this picture from my mind. Let me yeah, no.
Don't see it. You don't see it when I just zoomed over the photograph and then I said, is that the photograph? And on the photograph there's a big red circle. So I'm like, okay. So I started zooming in on the article and I'm zooming in. Now I see her, and that something was odd about that. I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like this stuff, man. This is you. This is your fault. This was your article, man. I don't like it.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. I'm a terrible person. I'm just, that's just so wrong of me.
All right. So the Lizzie Borden house. Here we go.
Yeah. This one.
On August 4th.
I've got strong feelings about this one.
On August 4th, 1892, Andrew and his wife, Abby Borden, were found brutally murdered in their Fall River, Massachusetts home. Though murder wasn't uncommon in the late 1800s, the fact that they were bludgeoned to death with an axe and the main suspect was their 32-year-old daughter, Lizzie Borden, certainly was. The crime and trial that followed made headlines around the world. Lizzie was ultimately acquitted of murder, but she remains forever linked to the heinous killings, as does the home where the crime was committed. Now a bed and breakfast and museum, the Borden House home attracts history buffs and thrill seekers who come to see for themselves if rumors that the house is haunted are indeed true. When I started working here, it was more of the history. I didn't really care about the paranormal. Susan St. John, a realtor and tour guide of Lizzie Borden House, tells Today.com. However, that's all changed after St. John says she experienced a few unusual happenings of her own. Guests tell us they hear laughing and playing in the middle of the night. Things get moved around, she says. And St. John has experienced a few unusual things herself, saying that once she discovered toys scattered across the room, that no one had been in. St. John also talks of a picture that fell over and slid 2 feet across the floor without any plausible explanation, as well as a closet door that once opened on its own volition. On the eve of the anniversary of Andrew and Abby's murder, St. John says that she and 2 other tour guides at the house felt a sudden sharp piercing pain in their left eyes, the same location of Andrew Borden's fatal injuries. Perhaps the most unsettling, however, is the story of St. John tells of a tour guide at the Lizzie Borden house who asked her group to silence their cell phones before beginning the tour. Moments later, a guest cell phone rang. She looked up and said, "It's my mom." The tour guide asked if she wanted to leave and take the call, to which the woman replied, "She died 2 years ago."
Oh, God.
That's freaky, man. I don't like this.
That is freaky. My problem with all of this, and I'm not going to say that there isn't a supernatural stuff related to all this. My whole problem is if you dig into the history of the murders, I don't think Lizzie Borden did it. I think she got a bum rap, and
what?
I think
she
that
gave her father 40 whacks and gave her mother 41. That's
yeah,
what
you know
goes.
that's you sound just like the people on the internet that believe that certain people are German National Socialists, even though there's no evidence for anything of the kind. In fact, absolute evidence to the opposite.
To be fair,
and wish death on people for things that they believe, and they keep repeating over and over again.
In your defense, the courts at the time agreed with you.
Exactly.
Yes.
That's exactly right.
And to be fair, nothing about the supernatural stuff here points that Lizzie Borden's the murderer. Okay, it just says that a murder happened, and we don't know who it was.
And that's what I was getting at. The supernatural things, I am more likely to believe in a case of somebody who, where people were murdered, and someone else was accused falsely. That means somebody got away with it, which means justice was never done, right? And Lizzie Borden eventually did pass away, and if she's, got some issues because of being falsely accused, maybe there's still some stuff going on. Who knows,
But it's interesting. My father had a book called Crime, 100 Years of Crime from the New York Times front pages. And they were all about this Lizzie Borden story when that was going on.
You need to look into it a little bit further. That is a story that was told. That was not the actual evidence at the time. You've got to dig through the stories to get to the truth.
Which may have also been in the New York Times, the false stories. But yeah, that was a thing where it was like a sensational thing.
I started out the show talking about believing the media. And I'm sorry, this is not a new thing. The media was even worse back then, literally making up stories for sensationalization. They called it yellow journalism. Okay. They would say things that were absolutely not true to sell papers.
Anyway, though, but again, it's not like the ghosts are telling us who did it.
No, that's true. That is true.
This is for my namesake thumbnail picture. The Possessed Doll. I thought you might like this. When Marty was a child...
a friend for Annabelle. Sure.
When Marty was a child back in the 90s, she tells Monsters Among Us that she was a fan of the ventriloquist Edgar Bergen and his dummy sidekick, Charlie McCarthy. She says that when her father came across a ventriloquist doll as he wandered through a small magic shop located outside of Santa Rosa, California, he decided to buy it for her birthday. While ringing up the sale, Marty says the cashier gave her father weird vibes and said to him, when you put your hand inside the doll, he's going to come alive. Laughing off the comment, he brought the dummy home to his daughter. According to Marty, she was over the moon when her dad gave her the doll, stating, "I was so happy when I got that doll, I was obsessed. But before long, strange things began happening, though impossible because the doll's head was made of hard plastic. She says its expression would change, including his smile. Worried that something would happen to her precious dummy, Marty's family shut it away in a cupboard most nights. One night, she and her family were awakened by the pitter-patter of steps in their living room. Thinking it was the dog or another family member, they went to look. No one was there except for the doll, who was sitting on the couch. Remember specifically, we always put it away because I loved the doll so much that I took care of it, Marty says on the podcast. Other strange occurrences began happening while Marty and her dad were away. Her uncle was alone in the house. The uncle says he heard Marty's father calling his name from the living room, even though he wasn't home. When he went to look, he found the doll once again sitting on the couch and no one else. All of the family was pretty much scared of the doll, Marty says. People would start hearing their names being called, and we would hear walking at night, so we just decided we needed to get rid of it. Being Mexican and religious, Marty said her parents wanted to burn the doll in case it was demonic. They put it on the grill, and according to Mary, it wouldn't burn. The doll would not go up in flames.
In fairness, if it was plastic, I could kind of see that. That's not
so that's when you take it to the Salvation Army and you throw it in their donation bin.
Yeah, let someone else deal with it. I had to blow up your icon because it made sense. It was the doll you were talking about, but
on the article too. Yeah.
But what I was gonna say was what happened to my comments. I like this. Mark Daly says, "What? A false story in the New York Times? I'm shocked to discover gambling in this establishment. You're winning, sir." Oh, thank you very much.
Anyways, let's move.
Yeah, it does sound like the kind of thing, right? Because I've done this. I did this to my stepdaughter. She was afraid of Chucky, and we went out and we got at the time it wasn't a Chucky doll. It was the My Buddy doll, and it was.
No, it's Chucky doll. I have 3 of them.
We got 3 different. Yeah, because there've been a number of different ones that have come out.
Well,
My Buddy doll
sizes.
Right.
Was the inspiration for the Chucky doll. And to be fair, I always sort of saw the My Buddy doll as like a companion for like a small boy. Like it would be like who hasn't maybe socialized with other kids.
They were looking for a way to sell dolls to boys because and then what did they do? They put out Kid Sister for the girls.
That's right. I forgot about that. So to rid themselves of the dummy, they dug a hole in the backyard, then filled it with cement. Marty and family have long since moved away, but she says they still think about the doll and possibly that eventually it finds one of us. I'm waiting for someone to now dig it up in the backyard, right? Okay, so
unfortunately, what they're going to find is a big block of cement and go, what the hell is this doing in here? Troy, going back to unsolved cases from 100 years ago, did you ever hear about the Axeman of New Orleans who terrified the people of New Orleans?
I've heard of that.
Especially when he sent articles about loving jazz. No accounting for taste, I guess, for some people.
Well, I think if you were haunted by jazz music, Troy would really like that.
Yeah, I could live with that. Hearing some ghostly jazz music, it's jazz music. Can't complain too much.
So, this one is called The Imaginary Friend. Can you hear me okay?
Oh, gosh, here we go. I terrorize... Wait a minute. He's... 13th child says, I terrorized my sister with the Exorcist VHS tape. I couldn't finish the movie. She was so scared she took it out of the VCR. I would always go behind her and put it back in. So when she turns on the TV, first thing that happens is, of course, it plays that. Yeah.
The pea soup bit.
What was remember Friends? What was it that Joey read a book that he was afraid of. It scared him, so he stuck it in the freezer.
Yeah, I want to say it was something like Stephen King's It or something.
Flowers in the Attic or something. Maybe.
And then he started reading Little Women because Rachel had suggested.
Oh, are they like creepy Little Women?
Yeah. and then he's reading through and he goes, this is so sad. She goes, do you want to put in the freezer? He goes, yeah.
Oh.
Alexa, in Friends, what was the book that Joey stuck in the freezer?
From bookread.com. After Rachel finds The Shining in the freezer,
Shining.
Joey tells her that it's his favorite.
What do you
book.
want to get
He reads it
sued?
again and again.
It's The Shining.
But that when he gets scared,
Oh.
And then deleted saying it, and Mark Daly saying it's The Shining. Yeah.
Okay.
But did you hear? She said The Shining. The Shining.
Did she actually say the shit?
Yes.
You did.
She said The Shining.
So this is Jacqueline from Oklahoma says that while her memories have faded over the years, she recalls having an imaginary friend when she was young. Her grandparents, Granny Junie and Pa Hank, lived in a small house with quiet backyard.
An old yeller out back.
Very, something, you be good. Jacqueline recalls visiting them as a child. I have very good memories of my Pa Hank, Jacqueline says on the podcast Monsters Among Us. He would sit under the tree with me and tell me stories. The stories were often about his life and memories of Prohibition, she says. He was actually a very interesting character. The only problem, her grandfather died in 1981 and Jacqueline was born in 1982. I don't think that I ever realized I was getting stories from a ghost, she says, adding that the rest of her family knew of his presence at the house. My Granny Junie would never stay in the house on the anniversary of his death, she says. He did die in the house. Jacqueline also recalls hearing Pa Hank get up in the middle of the night when she was staying at the house. It never occurred to me that these were memories of an entity, she said. In hindsight, Jacqueline says that even though her childhood imaginary friend was actually her dead grandfather, it cast a different light because it was a relative and not a stranger. Never felt like ghosts. It felt like talking to my Pa Hank.
Oh, that's
You like
actually
that
kind of
story?
sweet when you think about
It's
it.
lame.
You
Oh,
know?
bless her little heart.
I know,
Please.
right? Jesse Guajardo says Troy the X-Men sent an article to the New Orleans Press, stated that I love to hear jazz music. If you play jazz, then I won't pay a visit to your home. And the whole city was playing jazz. Okay, so maybe he's a bit extreme, but I can kind of understand where he's coming from. That's fine. I dig it.
What if they were playing Chopin?
Yeah, it's talking about things that go bump in the night. Troy and I were spending the night at a friend's house, and I got up in the middle of the night to go to the bathroom. Now, I knew they had 2 cats, and during the time we were there, I only ever saw one because the other one apparently was like shy or something. But I got up to go to the bathroom in the middle of the night, and there's 2 cats right there in the hallway, right outside our room, and the bathroom was right next to our room. So as I'm trying to walk from our room into the bathroom, the cats are like going in between my legs and like, you know how cats try to trip you.
Yes.
Yeah.
And both of them, I could feel both of them against my legs.
Because cats are assholes.
I finally got into the bathroom, did my business, went back into the bedroom. They're both trying to get into the bedroom. And I'm like, pushing them away because they weren't allowed in the bedrooms. So the next morning I'm like, yeah, your cats were trying to prevent me from going to the bathroom last night. And they wanted to get into the bedroom. And I said, the black and white fluffy one seemed a lot more friendly than the other one. She's like, what black and white fluffy one? I said, it's a, cat, and I measure with my hands, like really big like this, kind of black and white, really fluffy, like a Persian. And they're like, we don't have a cat like that. Our other cat was like, they had like an orange cat or something. And she goes, oh, so many things make so much more sense now. That must be a ghost cat, and that's why our cats are going nuts running around the house. They're playing with a ghost cat.
Well, there
but
you go.
I felt both cats against my legs, so they were very solid.
No.
Well,
I don't mind them at all.
All right, so I'm not going to read all of these because there are too many in this article. I'm going to stop with the ghost nanny, okay? You want to hear about the ghost nanny?
Oh, ghost nanny. Okay, go ahead.
Okay, Kip, a caller from New York State, talks of an old home that he and his wife purchased. Upon moving in, his wife invited her sister and newborn baby to come for a visit. They stayed in the downstairs bedroom, and my wife was sleeping in an upstairs bedroom, Kip explains in Monsters Among Us, and says the first night their guest stayed, his wife overheard her sister talking to someone in the middle of the night. The next morning, Kip's wife asked her who she'd been talking to, and her sister replied, I woke up in the middle of the night and there was an old lady standing over my baby, and I had to tell her to get away. According to Kip, there were more unexplained incidents in the house, including mysteriously moving lamps and creepy occurrences with fire alarm that went off while his wife was waiting outside in their garden. She immediately runs back into the house, figures that the smoke alarm is in the same downstairs bedroom going off. Kip says on the podcast, when she opened the door, she said for a split second, all she could see in the room was this white fog. Within moments, however, the white fog disappeared and the alarm shut off. Convinced the house was haunted, Kip's wife reached out to a neighbor to learn more about the property and discovered that the previous owner was a 90-year-old woman who tragically died in a house fire. Needless to say, we fixed up the house and got out of there as fast as we could and moved someplace else.
Sir Torrance says Ghost Nanny, starring Fran Drescher. Boo for sure.
Very funny. Very funny. You know, you take all this stuff lightly, and then, you know, the Axeman's coming. The ghost of the Axeman wants to eat your face or something.
Oh, I'm scary. Don't you see? I'm a ghost.
Okay, yeah, okay, man. You know, I'm just saying. You know, you're the one that lives. Florida has other things to worry about.
Jesse Guardo says, Troy, remember one time at band camp, at college, my friend was asking me about the pretty woman sitting next to me during lunch, and I told him there was nobody next to me. There you go.
Well, there needs to be more meat on that one, I think.
Lady Miss says, still trying to find the dark shadow figure of my neighbors. Tell me they see going into the walls of my house late at night. So that would scare me on a number of levels.
Better you than me, man.
If there's a shadow coming in and out of my house, that would creep me out. If there isn't, then my neighbors would be creeping me out. Either way, I would be creeped out. Just saying.
All right. This stream is freaking me out a little bit. Let's go to the next one. Okay.
The Loch Ness Monster. Here we go. Something I can get behind.
Nessie.
I took this photo myself when I was in Scotland a few years ago.
Okay.
I'm premiering at this tonight. I'm going to win the Pulitzer, I think, for this. What do you think, huh? Yeah.
Boomer, Florida's got some Jumanji level crap going on there to worry about ghosts. Yeah, well, I could believe you if you said this wasn't Loch Ness. This was something you saw in the Florida Keys.
Anyway, I'm just messing with you. This was, of course, an AI. Convincing, though, isn't it, huh? Okay.
Yeah.
New Loch Ness Monster sighting could be the most convincing yet. Now, this is a true story, supposedly. New footage recorded this week on a webcam overlooking Loch Ness appears to show evidence of the Loch Ness Monster sighting, at least according to the man who discovered it. The webcam captured footage on Tuesday that appeared to show a dark shape rise above the surface of the water shortly after a tourist vessel passed through the frame. The object rose several feet before descending again, remaining visible to less than a minute in total. The event was captured on the Shoreland Lodge's webcam, one of the several cameras positioned around Loch Ness for public viewing. The footage was first noted by Elon Fadehagen, a long-time Loch Ness monster hunter. That sounds Scottish. Loch Ness hunter based in Ireland. Okay, I guess he's Irish. Or anyway, hold on. So O'Fagan had logged more than 24 sightings since 2018 and is one of the most consistent contributors to the official Loch Ness Monster Register. His regular observation had made him a popular figure among the Nessie hunters and enthusiasts. His latest finding has drawn fresh attention of the community. The most recent sighting adds a long history to similar encounters of Loch Ness, where more than 1,000 alleged encounters with Nessie have been recorded. The creature, often described as having a long neck and serpentine form, remains one of the most persistent legends in modern folklore. In recent years, researchers have used sonar mapping and underwater microphones to search for signs of a large aquatic life in the loch. Some recordings have detected deep rhythmic pulses and large moving shapes, but no conclusive evidence has been found to date. The Loch Ness Monster, often called Nessie, as Netter pointed out, is a mythical creature that allegedly inhabits Loch Ness, a deep freshwater lake on the Scottish Highlands. The first references to mysterious beasts of the water date back to the 6th century. The modern-day Loch Ness craze began in the 1930s when a series of supposed sightings and photographs captured attention worldwide. The most famous, called the Surgeon's photograph, was later revealed to be a hoax. Still, the photograph cemented Nessie's place in pop culture. In the years, explorers and scientists have launched numerous expeditions using sonars, submarines, and underwater cameras. None have produced definitive proof of the creature's existence. Despite this, the legend of Nessie lives on, fueled by folklore and a community of dedicated enthusiasts who remain convinced that something unknown still lives beneath the surface of the loch. What do you think?
I don't know. There could be something in there. It's a big damn lake.
Well, I'm just saying, this webcam footage, though. I'm just saying, they got it.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that's a picture of it, right?
Well, you know something? What about you, Netter? You think Nessie's real, huh?
Well, anything is possible, but it's most likely Cthulhu.
Yes, it could be Cthulhu.
Oh, my
Leave
goodness.
him up, damn it.
Okay, let's move on.
In the back of my mind, I hear Harvey saying, "Press the button! Press the button!"
Lady Mrs. asking, wouldn't there be more than one, as how does just one exist? I don't know. It's a magical dinosaur serpent thing, okay?
Well, that's a very interesting thing. There is one theory is that the lake is not completely cut off from the ocean, that there might be some sort of
Could be hundreds of these things, man.
There could be, yeah, there could, and
Yeah,
that would also
kill us
explain a
all.
lot more. That there's a migratory thing where they come into the lake every so often, once a year, and then they go back out to the ocean. That's entirely possible.
Just to mess with us.
How long can it live? I don't know. I mean, how long do, I don't know, crocodiles and turtles live? They can live 100 years, you know, so...
Okay.
Who knows?
Well, I'm just saying, I thought that Nessie was in the news. Now let's go to your article. You know, dude.
Yep.
Okay, we'll spend some time on this.
They will eat the bugs.
It's getting late. Your articles, I notice, it's like 100 stories in them. I've been noticing this. There is no way. Okay, so this is only in Utah, supernatural but true. So, any of you been out to Utah? Any people from Utah in the chat here? Speak now, or hold your peas, right?
And corn.
And carrots.
And the 13th child says in Baltimore, Maryland, variation, a Chesapeake Bay monster called Chessie, that a lot of people have reported seeing, except Chessie looks more like a Chinese dragon. Okay, could you check again and find out what she just said up there and what she responded to? Yeah, now I'm hearing voices in other rooms, and it's that freaking Echo Dot.
You are scaring me. I thought you were hearing like the ghosts or something.
No, well,
we think our AI is.
We think it might be talking to ghosts. She played. Apparently, see, you guys were getting all paranoid about her listening in on you. Guess what? She absolutely does, because Netter can go into the app and pull up the recording of the voice that prompted her to say something. And last night, I swear I'm sitting down here and she's talking upstairs. I told her, check and see what it was. Okay. She plays back, and sure enough, it was my voice. She was hearing me from downstairs.
Here's one of them. Oh, wait, that's my... Okay, this says that it was at 8 o'clock in my office today. You weren't in my office at 8 o'clock tonight.
No, that's true.
So let's see what this one says.
But the one she played yesterday was my voice. From down, I was down here, and I guess my voice kind of carries.
Hey.
Okay, wait.
Can you ask Alexa a question for me?
Sure. What do you want me to ask?
What is the state dessert of Utah? Ask her that.
Alexa, what is the state dessert of Utah?
From datalounge.com. Their state dessert is the cream puff.
Cream puff.
Interesting.
There you go.
Okay.
Okay, she's not showing me anything from anything other than today.
Well, yeah, I'm looking for the last 5 minutes or so.
Of course, you would know what the state dessert of Florida is, right?
Yeah, what she heard was her name, Chelsea looked more like.
Oh, yeah, so she probably actually did hear
This
me.
is the video, or the audio.
Oh, yeah, it was me reading 13th Child's thing here, is what it was.
Freaking me out, man. I don't like any of this.
I know,
It needs ghosts when you have evil
Then at
computers.
10:30, so about 15 minutes ago, she heard.
Oh, so it still is a recording of me asking about the thing in Friends. Lady Miss says you two are too easy.
Help you with that.
No, just shush. We're talking about you. Did you know that there was a turtle who met Charles Darwin and Steve Irwin? Yes, I had heard that. Yeah, like I said, over 100 years old. Ute, what's a ute? Lady Miss says,
my goodness.
Troy is going to sleep with the lights on tonight. Yeah, maybe. We got the legend of Boggy Creek here in northern Louisiana. There you go.
Well, Troy's side of the bed is by the door.
And the Rougarou. I don't even know what a Rougarou is, and I don't think I want to know.
It sounds like a musical instrument. Like a digger.
Arkansans are a bunch of cream puffs. Oh my gosh. Alexa, what is the state dessert of Florida?
According to an Alexa Answers contributor, Florida's state fruit is the orange, and Florida's state dessert is key lime pie.
A key lime pie.
Yes.
There you go.
Yeah.
I would have said the Dole Whip, but whatever.
That's Disney, man. Everyone thinks Disney owns all of Florida. They don't, as we
they
think
they do. They think they do.
I and the 13th child boomer find your spy, man. I can't, man. I'm terrified right now, and this is freaking me out. Look at these birds. We're going to talk about this. Now we're going to Utah.
Okay.
Of the Great Salt
Where
Lake.
they had a bit of a biblical plague.
I think so. Well, let's read all this. Okay, there's no way to fact check what about the show. I mean, I can definitely ask AI or Google for evidence. In doing so, you might find traces of truth and links to reputable websites. But if you're looking for empirical, verifiable, peer-reviewed proof, I'm afraid this is going to disappoint you. If, however, you're open to mysteries that science can't explain, events that have been witnessed by hundreds, sometimes thousands, and tales so persistent they practically stitch in the fabrics of Utah itself, have I got a story to you? Several, actually. All of them have roots in a remarkable, religious, sometimes peculiar, often inspiring, and always entertaining state. These aren't just fringe rumors passed between conspiracy theorists at soda pops and Payson. Many of them are documented by sworn testimonies, pioneer journals, local newspapers, accredited historians, even government files. Okay, let's look down at some of these. Okay. Let's start with the original Utah miracle, the miracle of the gulls. It's 1848. Mormon pioneers have just barely carved a living out in an inhospitable desert. But a biblical-sized plague of Mormon crickets, yes, that's their actual name, descends from the hills and begins annihilating their crops. These are not cute little bugs. They are beefy, armored, crop-destroying arthropods. Panic sets in, pioneers pray, fast, and cry. And then seagulls, hundreds of them. California gulls from the Great Salt Lake swoop in, devouring the crickets, regurgitate, and then feast again. Over and over for days, harvests are saved. The people rejoice. Is it scientifically possible? Yes. Gulls eat insects. They vomit out indigestible parts. Totally normal bird stuff. Was the timing miraculous? Also, yes. Eyewitnesses like John Smith recorded the birds arriving precisely as the pioneers were about to lose everything. Today, the event is immortalized in a granite monument on Temple Square, and the California gull is Utah's official state bird, but it's not from Utah. Okay, never mind. All right, true, mostly birds.
I don't think birds really pay much attention to state borders.
Okay, birds do bird things, but ask my 19th century saint who lived through it, and they'll tell you those birds were heaven sent. What do you think?
I mean, absolutely. That one actually seems quite reasonable. Although, if you want to find a non supernatural explanation for it, nature finds a way. Look, there is a balance in nature. That's kind of the whole predicate of Darwinism. And I don't know if you knew this or not, but a different kind of insect, the cicada. You know why they have 7-year reproductive cycles?
Why?
Because nature has found that odd number of years offsets them from most of their prey animals. However, because there tends to be multiple species that stagger those 7 years, well, they still get picked off in big numbers. But
Oh, I figured it's because they're Vulcan.
no, yeah. Well, that's interesting because maybe in Vulcan history there was a predator that
That
they
says you
had to
can
be
only get
concerned
laid every
about.
7 years.
Well, that led to that sort of a cycle, perhaps. Yeah. Lady Miss says I had a landlady that would click and call on its own after midnight. Oh, a landline, I'm sorry, that would click and call on its own after midnight and say in a strange voice, your time allotted for this call has expired. Please hang up and call again. Then hang up. It would do it 3 times in a row, every now and again, and always after midnight. I had to warn anyone brave enough to stay over so they wouldn't get too scared. Yeah.
I think I would be getting annoyed after a while and just go, hey, can you knock it off?
Please stop. I'm trying to sleep, for crying out loud.
Ready to learn about Skinwalker Ranch, which I've already heard people talk about, but I've never paid much attention. I never paid attention to Oak Island, too, and then I was watching an episode of The Unexplained where it was all about Oak Island.
Yeah.
Another supposed location for the Ark of the Covenant, by the way, is Oak Island.
Okay.
I'm waiting for the UFO related stuff to also happen because everything's on Oak Island. It's like it's Canada's it's Canada's Amityville Horror. That's what it is.
Right.
It's a bunch of nonsense. Anyway, moving on to Skinwalker Ranch. Now let's head east to the Utah Basin, home of perhaps the most paranormal plot of land in America, Skinwalker Ranch. We're talking full-on sci-fi madness here. For decades, centuries even, locals have reported shape-shifting creatures, glowing orbs, UFOs, cattle mutilations, poltergeists, and interdimensional portals. Yes, really. Sounds ridiculous, right? Except it's been investigated. Seriously investigated by everyone from government contractors under a secret Pentagon program to credentialed scientists and investigative journalists. There's even an entire History Channel series dedicated to the ranch. While skeptics say it's all hype and hallucinations, the consistency of the reports and their high-profile investigators suggests something genuinely weird is going on out there. True, there's no smoking ray gun, but enough strange things... But enough strange things have been seen, filmed, and recorded at Skinwalker Ranch earn its spot as one of America's most studied and baffling paranormal hotspots. Yeah, you ever hear of Skinwalker Ranch?
I have. I absolutely have.
You ever been out there?
I have not.
I thought because there were skinwalkers out there, like the American Indian myth or whatever, right? Or religions. I don't know.
One would have thought. Yes, exactly.
Okay. Missionaries and the Men in White. Here's one you probably heard at a church fireside once. 2 young missionaries walking into a sketchy part of town are passed by a gang. Days later, they meet one of the gang members who says, "We were going to jump you, but those giant dudes walking beside you scared us off." This confuses the missionaries since they were walking alone. Variations of this story exist all over, from Sao Paulo to South Central LA to South Jordan. Some involve men in white, others shining beings. In many cases, the missionaries don't even realize anything miraculous happened until later. And are these urban legends? Sure, some probably are, but enough first-hand accounts from reliable returned missionaries exist to make you wonder, is divine protection not only real, but often routine? True, maybe not every retelling, but many claim to have experienced it firsthand. In the world of miracles, that's for nothing. Okay, I got one more on here I'm going to do.
Okay.
Utah Lake Monster, Nessie's Mormon cousin. Are you kidding me? Long before
and that's what a Lady Miss was talking about. It probably has a bunch of wives. See, so there you go.
I heard supposedly they don't do that anymore.
Well, not legally, but I'm sure
you watched Big Love, didn't you?
I did watch Big Love. Yes.
Okay, long before Provo was a college town with a tech startup in every basement, it was home to something far less explainable. A giant serpent in Utah Lake reports go back to the 1860s. Native Americans and early settlers alike told of a long, dark creature with a head like a horse and a body like a snake. It swam fast, made big waves, and occasionally tried to eat things or people. The Deseret News even ran an investigative article about it. Skeptics say it was probably a large sturgeon or exaggerated fishtail, but if so, it was only really convincing. It was one really convincing fish. Over a dozen documented sightings have surfaced, many by people with no relationship to another. True, there probably was something big in Utah Lake, whether it was a prehistoric monster or just a misunderstood fish. No one really knows.
A misunderstood fish. Okay,
we're gonna call it on that article there.
I love Mark Dahley says, well, I guess you can't chalk up the Utah monster to alcohol. That's right. Not only alcohol, you can't have caffeine either in Utah.
But they did mention drinking soda, so I assume it was uncaffeinated soda.
Exactly.
Like a grape soda or something.
The Horror King says, what is a vampire's favorite Halloween candy? A sucker. Hey, don't pick on vampires. You know why? They can't have children. And do you know why they can't have children? Because they got Halloweenies. So you have to wrap it up because you got to work tomorrow?
No, I don't. That's why I haven't been pushing. But we're wrapping up this article because, frankly,
because you're getting.
Do you like the seagulls? They're eating the crickets.
That actually is a really good picture for, especially if that's AI.
It is AI, yes. Impressive. Even though apparently the AI signed it or signed one of them. Maybe it's the next one they signed. All right. Oh, it's me next.
No. Yeah, it was signed, which is weird.
Because the AI signed it. The AI is like, I'm gonna put my signature on this. Look at this. We got some chupacabra news. I like this one.
The only problem here is it shows a shaggy dog, and chupacabras are usually depicted as
did my best.
That's okay.
It could be. It's a furry chupacabra. Just okay. Indiana man.
Okay, now furries. Now those are scary.
Okay, Indiana man blame. You gonna let me read the title?
Yeah, go ahead.
Indiana man blames flipping truck on chupacabra. A man in Indiana who was arrested for operating a vehicle under the influence of alcohol blamed flipping his truck on a chupacabra. He claims that the creature ran out in front of him while he was driving down the road, which was when a chupacabra does such things, caused him to swerve and crash. The incident occurred around 1 a.m. Sunday morning in Bedford, Indiana, according to WBIW News. The accident was reported to authorities by a third party at the scene who reported that the 21-year-old driver of the crashed tan 2011 Chevy S10 was attempting to discourage him from calling 911. And I'm sure after seeing that chupacabra, he had some drinks to calm his nerves, and that's why he failed the breathalyzer.
I mean, yeah, exactly.
Which is illegal. Like if I wasn't driving and I have some drinks, that's legal.
That I was just about to point that out. If they're not on the scene and you have a drink subsequently, well, don't know what to tell you.
Upon arrival at the crash scene, a Lawrence County Sheriff's deputy spoke with the driver who was sitting on a rock near the vehicle. The deputy reported he admitted that he had been drinking and lost control of his truck. The officer also added that the driver's eyes were glassy, smelled of alcohol, and his speech was slurred. When the driver was told that a deputy would be checking his eyes, he allegedly replied that didn't need to check his eyes because he was drunk.
Oh, jeez.
While reading his Miranda rights, the driver allegedly kept interrupting, but eventually agreed to a blood draw. Man, I'm so drunk. I should never get a license to drive again. A chupacabra caused the crash, obviously, according to the police officer's affidavit. When asked what caused him to flip his truck, the driver said that a chupacabra ran out in front of him. He was subsequently taken to the hospital for a blood draw, then to Lawrence County Jail, where he was charged with operating a vehicle under the influence of alcohol. As for strange explanation for the cause of the accident, the presence of a chupacabra, which legends claim attack and drinks the blood of livestock, especially goats, was not confirmed by police in their report. Perhaps it wasn't actually a chupacabra after all. Maybe it was actually an Ozark howler. Okay, you're just being cute there, writer of the article.
Or the other thing is, why didn't it bite him? Well, it was, it was 10 years sober. It didn't want to break the tree. So, Sir Torrin asked again, where does this story take place?
Indiana.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah. They say there's more than corn in Indiana. They lie. I am the 13th
I've heard of Erie, Indiana.
Yeah, this is very eerie.
Okay.
In this case, I think the chupacabra was the name of the tequila that he was drinking. Yeah, that could very well be. Why don't skeletons like Halloween candy? They don't have the stomach for it. That is true. That is true. Oh, poor puppy. Absolutely. Good pooch. I think I got a milk bone here somewhere. Troy, I have creepy and scary stuff at my grandparents' range house. When I was a kid, when I was 15, I got the shotgun and started shooting at the tree line when a tall, shadowy figure was running around. Well, that's probably not a bad thing to do. It's a great way to defend the homestead. What kind of car does Frankenstein drive on Halloween night? A monster truck. Well, of course. Well, he needs something big enough for him to fit into.
I'm hearing the Monsters theme play in my head.
There you go. Dun, 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 dun. The driver blamed the pup for bad drunk driving. Yeah, exactly. Gary, Indiana is scary for a different reason. Well, yeah, you're not wrong there. That is true, too.
Anyway, I don't know. I just thought this was an interesting story. Another chupacabra sighting. Do you believe this is credible?
I'm not sure. I don't know why we have to assume it was a chupacabra. It could have been a coyote. Could have been a dog. It could have been anything.
Because his eyes were blurry, right? Okay.
Well, there is that point too. But I mean, even if he was absolutely spot on, these kinds of things. Hell, it could have been a deer. You never know. And FKC 2005, otherwise known as Tim, says, "Hail, Netter."
Hey, Tim.
There you go. So yeah, that's there are still people that what's this now?
For our final story, dude.
Oh God, what is
our
this?
final scary story.
This looks creepy.
You don't like
what
it?
Is it?
It's a pretty horse.
What's in the box?
Okay, I'm gonna read the article for you.
Okay.
Let's see here. Let me see. Supernatural power eyes Mutet mile after victory win. Spread supernatural power yesterday climbed a further 764,000 up the Mutet Mile qualification ladder with a victory over fellow American Tiz Talk in yesterday's Viceroy Trophy at a mile. Already sitting 10th among the horse based in Jamaica prior to January 1st, 2025, boasting earnings of $3,329,600. Supernatural Power jumped to 7th with a stake of $4,093,600 from a single outings in the season. Supernatural Power pushed stable maker Ride All Day. Oh, I get it. Stablemate. Ride All Day. Pack plays at Winston Griffith's Classic winner. Local bred Pretty Perfect down to place each 8th, 9th, and 10th respectively, and heated tussles for a spot in the U.S. 300,000 Mutet Mile set for December 6th. After finishing a close 4th behind last year's Mutet Mile runner-up Legacy Isle in the October 4th Gold Cup Grade 1 horse's supernatural power was a cinch to land the Viceroy Trophy. A grade lower among open allowance runners, returning with visor refitted on a track made fast by mid-afternoon rain. Supernatural Power sat 3rd off the famous fractions, allowing Stablemate Major Danger to tackle fleet of foot native bred Mamma Mia.
So
here we go again.
I forgot I had thrown this one in there for him. The supernatural angle was the name of the horse, Supernatural Powers. This was one that came up in my search. It was literally just the report of a horse race with a horse that was named Supernatural Powers. So
don't you like my image there of the ghostly jockey? Huh?
I was like, yeah. I'm like, holy crap! What is this story? I don't remember this. And then you start reading it. I'm like, oh god, now I remember.
We fooled you. This is why it's called Trick or Treat. We played
it was my story, and you fooled me, for crying out loud.
Yes, but you were laughing through so much of it, we couldn't hear what Boomer was reading.
Well, it was. It
doesn't matter. I didn't understand what I was reading because it's all horse talk.
Exactly.
Okay.
Try must have fire over 112-gram shells and 45 ACP at the tree line. I never went to sleep that night, even when I went back into the house. Something was trying to get in. Well, you know, maybe you scared it just enough that it wouldn't come in because you know, gotta be careful. But so there you go. That's a little bit of spooky tales that we told in the dark.
I don't put a question mark because I have to tell you, looking for newly released spooky tales was not easy.
It was
because,
a bit of
as I said, you're saying you don't have horse sense. No, I don't. Anyway, moving on. Do you want to see the outtakes? The AI outtakes?
I forgot. Yes, you do that. Yeah.
Let's do this real quick.
Holy shit! Oh fuck, man!
You don't like that one?
No, I don't like that at all.
Okay,
not
moving on.
Bit, no.
Moving on. It's not as bad.
Okay. I could see that one in like a horror game or something like that. Yeah, that's kind of creepy.
Let's see what else there is.
Oh, that's like Megan vibes there. Not digging that at all. No.
Okay.
That creeps me out for all completely different reasons.
I don't think I can even see anything in this picture. A lot of the Annabelle ones did not turn out well.
Oh, God. Oh, God. Actually, that one looks more like Annabelle, like the real Annabelle, than any of the other images that I've seen.
Anyway, moving on to...
That looks like Chucky with horns. That's
it was
like
really not working for me that evening. Okay.
Oh, God. More Chucky with horns.
Stupid. Jeez. It's really stupid. Okay. Yep. There we go again.
That one's not even... Now we're getting away from scary a little bit. It's just... Ugh. Yikes.
I'm not liking any of this nonsense.
I mean, I actually could see Netter getting that doll.
That one's pretty good. That one could have been a contender, I think.
Yeah.
That one looks like a female Chucky.
Kinda.
Too Cabbage Patchy, though. I don't see Annabelle like that.
Yeah, it is a little Cabbage Patchy. Oh, here we got the witch. Right.
That was a good pick. I almost went with that one, but I wanted to have an indoor scene. Okay.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, look, a Shiva dog.
Lady Miss sent you Farty Fox.
Oh, thank you, sweetie.
But I thought this witch turned out pretty good, actually.
Yeah. Oh, that. Why is this an outtake? That one. She's got the right number of fingers. She's got the right number of eyes. Everything looks good there.
Okay. I mean, they're not bad. I just thought what fit the article best. I mean, the witch ones turned out pretty good, actually. I don't know about those fingers quite, but yeah. That's another one. See, these aren't bad.
What is their pet there? Is that a... It's not a dog. It looks like an animal with a mask on. That's weird.
Maybe a monkey. I don't know what they was thinking. More creepy Japanese village.
Wearing a mask.
Yeah, I could have seen you going with that one, except for having the electrical lines there. That doesn't really.
Yeah, I prefer the first
from
one.
a little bit. Yeah.
That one kind of blasé. Let's see. That one had
okay.
ghosts.
That's a little too on the nose, and
It was
still
stupid.
the electrical lines. Yeah,
I said ghosts, and it's just the guys in sheets. It's like, no, this isn't a Southern rally. If you know my picture. Okay. Anyway, moving on to.
Holy cow! And you were talking about who is that?
Charlie McCarthy.
Yeah.
I couldn't.
Like Charlie McCarthy.
I couldn't get decent puppets. That's why I didn't bother going with any of these. I thought these are just too. They're too extreme.
Yeah.
They were too extreme.
Yeah.
Yeah, just not. Yeah, just no. No. With that one's kind.
No.
That one I kind of
like.
like.
He's having a good time. Yeah.
Oh crap! How do I get back into it? Okay, there we are. Okay. And I tried finding less.
That's
creepy
not
ones,
bad, but not terribly scary. That one's actually kind of a pleasant.
Whereas Jesse Quarles going, holy shit, nope, holy shit, nope.
Yeah, all kinds of no.
Kill him. That's what it's going to say to you.
So if I had done this one, or even this one, I would have taken this into Photoshop and done the little because there is no way for it to open and close its mouth.
That's where they're not working. Yeah, they don't quite look like puppets. I think I kept thinking it was.
Looks like figurines. Wow. Just wow. I like 13th Child says, "Holy fuck, shit, damn."
Okay. Anyway, look. That's the cemetery with the people, but I didn't think that one was as good. Okay.
Why kill it with fire? It's the only way to be sure.
This one wasn't bad. I could have gone.
Yeah,
with this one.
I could have seen you going with that one. Sure.
More cemeteries. Again, it's too dark. It's like cool. I know it's at night, but geez, you have to make it so dark. And that just looks like actual people.
That looks pretty damn real. Yeah, that's like.
I like the cemetery one.
Right.
Yeah. All right, and then let's see. That's another Nessie. These look too much like dragons. Oh,
too dragony. Yeah, too dragony.
And and then
be too dragony.
That one even is a little too dragony too.
They all look too dragony. They all have like the see. It's.
Yeah.
I mean that
was probably a little closer though.
They're all kind of.
Oh yeah, we're kind of. That one's actually a pretty good one.
I could have gone with this one instead of the one I used. Yeah. There we go. Okay.
I think these are actually decent represent. Okay, this is more like a religious painting. Like
I almost went with this, except it looks like they're at like a shore or a beach instead of being out there in the country, which is where they were supposed to be. But this does look like a religious painting almost. Yes, that's why I almost went with it instead of the other one. But I kept it in here.
I can see that. I can see that.
All right, moving on to, and that's another Chupacabra. That one was better than the one I used, but again, it looks like a dog.
I was gonna, and not only that, because of the perspective, I'm not sure if the dog is way closer to us or if it's just a big, giant dog.
Yeah, it's kind of a fail. And I don't know what this was. This is just, what is this? It's just a truck driving past some whatever. I guess are those supposed to be Chupacabra? Yeah. I don't think that the AI knows what Chupacabra is. I didn't think it knows what
Chupacabra is.
It needs to figure that stuff out.
Those look like half sheep, half dog. They're sheepdogs.
There's another ghostly jockey, but I thought the other one I used was better.
Yeah.
And I don't know who that is, but I'd like to get her phone number.
That's yeah, and I'd like to know why why her horse has 5 legs.
Oh, that's a problem too. Yes. Okay. She showed up in the jockey pics I threw on her, and I'm going to end with her. Okay.
There you go.
So, what did we learn tonight?
That AI still doesn't know how many limbs animals are supposed to have. That's what we learned.
Well, you sure that's a leg?
Well, in front, yeah.
Horses are built.
If it was in the back, I'd say, well, maybe, he's got something going on there. No, just all kinds of no. Okay. All right. You did some good work there, though. I kind of get a kick out of your.
Well, I saved the outtakes because I figured
they're fun. Because they're fun.
Well, plus the AI, it went to trouble to make them, and I know that costs energy. So I figure if I'm like, what is that? 5 minutes of electricity or something to cause like one image. So I figured, okay, I better keep it. You know,
Jesse, I'm afraid if he were to type in goat sucker, I'm afraid what he would end up with. So let's not.
hey,
Let's not.
Joe's atmosphere. We were discussing some creepy stuff here tonight, and I think Troy. I don't know if you have the links to the articles in the description, but you should check out that one where you could zoom in on the picture that dude took at the hotel, the Shining Hotel, and you don't notice it from a distance. When you zoom in, you definitely see a figure there, and it's freaking me out. It looks like a woman in like a low cut dress, but I don't know what time period she's from.
I thought I had it up here, but I guess
Don't show that picture on the air, man. This is gonna turn into The Ring. Okay, just
you think this kind of stuff like
I didn't like.
It'll put something out into the universe or something like that.
Like I was expecting for the picture for it to turn on me as I was looking at it. In fact, I think we got to delete this this PDF that I saved. I'll just delete it. I think that the photo will keep showing up on my laptop. It's like,
here, let me get rid of this. Let me see if I can.
Get rid of her. I like her. Okay. I don't.
Well, yeah, of course you do.
She's undead, but you know.
But then she'll be around a good long time, right? Let's see if I can't share entire screen without sound. And why did it not share? It's scary. It doesn't want to be shared. Share. There we go. So, guys,
what are you doing to me? What are you doing
to me? This is what he was talking about.
Why don't you zoom in, chicken?
Yeah.
You zoom in.
There you go.
Keep going further if you can.
I don't know if I can. Let me try.
Go further if you can.
This.
Come on.
Can I slide?
See it? Looks like a lady with a bag over her head.
Yeah, it looks like a woman.
I'm seeing hair. It looks like she has like a. No, that's
looks like a head. It looks like looking maybe away from you, maybe, or hair in her face.
That is a
dress, bare shoulders. I mean, maybe she just wants to dance with you.
That is freaky. Because from a distance, she blends into the background. When you zoom in, you see her emerge. That's what's freaking me out about this. All right, I don't like it.
You don't.
Yeah, look at Jessica Rotto. He's seeing it too. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Well, I mean, the big, circle around it does kind of help. But
did I ever tell you the story about how we did a ghost tour when we were visiting Key West? And my late father, he was there with us, and he had his camera. And the tour guide goes, "You can try and take a picture in front of the cemetery if you want. The pictures will come out blurred. You're not going to see anything. You are not, whatever is in that cemetery, it will not allow you to take a picture of it." So, of course, my dad, what does he do? Tries to take a picture of it. The camera jams on him in that instant. And when he got it back to the hotel, he was able to fix it, but he said it was like this fluke thing. It should not have jammed. All right? I'm just saying, there's some weird stuff out there. Yeah, I don't like this, man. It's like, yeah, I have been rattled by this. I don't like seeing freaky things on stairs that aren't supposed to be there.
I get it.
He's probably trying to suck his energy.
Well, if you think this is scary, wait until next week, where we will have in the studio with us, I am the 13th child, the Horror King, and the Vagrancy Horror. And hopefully Nads will show up a little bit later in the night. She says if she can get enough caffeine, and she's still able to keep going after her stream. Cool. I told her if she can't come, she's going to have to, do a Thursday with Netter or do another stream in the future with us. But we're going to be talking horror with some of the people from our community. And that's how we're going to spend our Halloween night, 1 week from today. What are we going to be talking about on Sunday?
We got a lot to talk about Sunday, including a TwitchCon fiasco, which I'm actually going to want your and Netter's insight on, since I think you were involved with security at cons, weren't you? Or at least you knew.
Yes, and I've been following this stuff going on with Twitch ever since that girl jumped into the foam pit and broke her spine.
there's
Oh, I didn't know
problems
about
at these
that.
conventions, and we're going to talk
Yep.
about that Sunday.
Yep.
More Xbox stuff. The return of Johnny Depp to a big screen role, which we'll be talking about. I'm not going to
Yep.
say what that is, and just some other stuff too. Of course, the big Warner Brothers. Are they selling? Are they not selling? We'll talk about that as well. So, interesting stuff to talk about on Sunday, and an explanation for why Microsoft or Xbox keeps raising its prices. A Bloomberg article broke, I think, and a Windows news channel was covering
We'll
it.
get
We'll
into
talk
that.
about
That's
that,
a whole
and now
bunch of
we finally know what the reasons behind all this nonsense is. Okay, all right, that'll be Sunday.
Yeah.
Geeky Geezers.
Monday, if you are a member of the channel, members night at the movies. Well, it's not set in stone. If you want to, if you haven't voted yet and you want to go vote on the community tab for the movie of the week. But right now, Trick or Treat is in the lead, and that's looking like the movie that we will be watching on Monday. Warner Brothers is selling. Is anyone buying? They're not actually selling. It's actually up for bid, and that is interesting as well.
Mm-hmm.
Are you asking me about? I have 4 cool Halloween jigsaws I hang every year this time. Yeah, I'd be interested in seeing those. If you go to the About page or the About section on my YouTube channel, you can click and it'll give you my email address so you can send me. Or you know what? It's just as easy as Troy.Pacelli, just like it says in the title here, at yahoo.com. So just separate Troy and Pacelli with a period. But there you go. Warner Brothers is selling.
So you're telling him you're Troy.Pacelli?
Troy.Pacelli. Yes. .yahoo.com. Yeah, exactly. But
At yahoo.com.
Yahoo.com. And that is it for tonight. Any last thoughts? Any last words? Are you going to be able to sleep tonight, Boom? Are you going to be okay? You're going to be okay.
We'll find out, man. But that picture freaked me out. I'm not gonna lie. I'm like, okay, this is probably nonsense. And then I look closer. I was like, no, that. There's someone there. But I'll probably dream about seagulls eating crickets. Okay.
That actually sounds kind of boring, actually.
Well,
but
my dreams tend to be weird. My dreams tend to be more weird these days than scary. But we'll see what I dream tonight.
You know, I have a lot of weird dreams too, and they usually have to do with weird places, like houses and buildings that are in poor repair, that require work. I mean, I guess from a certain point of view as a homeowner, that could be very scary.
That could be something, yeah.
But you know, and usually bathrooms with no doors, and I gotta pee. I mean, these are very common recurring dreams for me. I'm not even joking. It's not fun when you get old, guys. Even your dreams suck.
Yes,
I only had
yeah.
one trick-or-treater since I moved into my home 30 years ago. But you know what? Just to be on the safe side, make sure you got candy, because if you don't have kids...
I could totally empathize with that, because we've been living here 20 years.
Yeah.
Our first year, we had 3 kids, all little ones. And the second year, we had 2, a toddler and an infant. Never saw another kid. And we're right by a high school, so I figured we'd get lots of kids. No.
Mark Dahley says, hell, I sleep like a baby, waking up crying every couple hours. Oh, damn, man.
Funny.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, see, now, my thing is, if I have a bad dream...
No.
I cannot get up out of bed.
Yeah.
And it always happens that I'll have a bad dream, and then I wake up and I gotta pee really bad. It's like, but I don't want to get up because I'm scared.
This is what it is for me, Tim. I dream about having to pee. I wake up, and sure enough, I have to pee. And I don't want to get out of bed.
That's what I just said.
Well, you don't want to get out of bed because you're scared. I don't want to get out of bed because I'm lazy. I want to go back to sleep.
That too.
But I also know if I don't go pee, I won't sleep well, so I kind of have to. But there we go. Anyway, let's wrap this up. Netter, last thoughts, last words.
Oh, of course, I want to thank y'all for being here, for encouraging all of us so very much, and each other, and for the many ways that you support our channels. You guys are Osmo. It's like, I want to thank you for being just that incredible part of our family that you don't get in a lot of families. So thank you for being that good part of our family. Because my actual family, no. they're no. I cannot talk today. I'm that tired. I didn't get a nap. But thank y'all for, like I said, for being here and for all your support, because we really do appreciate it. Yeah, even if it's just leaving a comment on the vids, it means so much. If you're not subbed, please make sure that you are subscribed to me, Troy, and Boomer. And if you think you're subbed, go back and double check, because YouTube.
Yeah, double check.
And spread the word. Troy is trying to do his membership drive. $2. $2. You can get 4 movies. Well worth the price of admission.
I'd like to think, though, that supporting the channel is the big draw. I mean, if you enjoy what I do here and you want me to be able to keep doing it, please consider supporting in any way that you can. But, I'm sorry, was there anything else, Netter?
I love you.
I love you, too. And I love all of you guys, too. And that's not just the alcohol talking.
And, of course, we will see all of you tomorrow night over on Big Al's channel, but I don't remember what it is we're watching.
Silver Bullet.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, another werewolf movie and another Stephen King film.
Oh,
so.
I thought it was a trade movie. The Silver... Isn't there a movie called
No,
The
and it's
Silver
also
Bullet?
not about
Okay.
beer. The Silver Bullet won't slow you down. So anyway, guys, I want to thank you guys so much for hanging out with me, helping me start my weekend. You guys are wonderful. You guys take care, and we'll see you on the next one. Salute.
Bye.
Good night, ladies.
Good night, sir.
Hit it, sweetheart.
The neon lights are fading, closing time is near. Whispers in the corners, secrets shared sincere. The bartender's polishing the final glass. Time slips away like moving through the grass. Last call for alcohol, make your dreams come true. One more round, friends, from me and you. Let's toast to the night, to the stories we've spun. Here's to the laughter and to what's begun. The shadows are dancing as we linger still. Every clink of a glass, a memory to distill. Beneath this smoky haze, our feelings they unfurl. A tapestry of whispers in this corner of the world. The jukebox serenades us with a final tune, crooning to the lonely and the lovers under the moon. With every soft note, the end draws ever near. But in this fleeting moment, there's nothing to fear. Last call for alcohol, make your dreams come true. One more round, friends.